Alrighty, guys. This is the second take, guys. I'm not even going to do the intro. I'm just going to jump right into it. I'm just going to jump straight into it. I want to thank again Ali for joining me on the stream. I appreciate you sticking up for me in my absence. Hopefully, it doesn't happen again. I did a couple speed tests. It looks like the speed tests are okay. Like, I literally have, hold on, 430 up, or download rather. And hold on, let's see my upload. Okay, so I should be okay. All right. So now let's get into what I wanted to address today. What do I want to address? So I've been bombarded, right, with a ton of questions over the last week. Now, for those of you who have been keeping up with the streams, obviously JJ went on Tim's stream, right? And I said, you know what? Listen, there's been enough drama. Let's just put it to rest. I'm going to drop the link. If anybody wants to join, by the way, let me drop the link. Hopefully my internet doesn't take a poop again, but if it does, oh well. It is what it is. But I've been getting a ton of questions. Obviously, JJ went on air, and I said there was enough drama. I'm not going to, address it or try to bring it back up because, you know what, let's just move on, right? But I've been constantly slandered now, defamed, and frankly speaking, the collateral damage it has ruined the fun and excitement of these streams. So to me, like, I'm forced to address it now. And frankly speaking, I don't want to not address it. We got the Wizard joining us. Thank you for joining. By the way, I just want to get this right here. Yellow raincoat with the $2 saying Marco's internet bill fund. Appreciate that. Marcel, I got you backstage, buddy, but listen, not today, man. I'm sorry. Not today. Some other time. All right. Some other time. So there's a lot of people spreading lies, half-truths, speculating with what's going on. So I just want to address that and go into detail and set the record straight. So I'm here to set the record straight and move on because, like I said, my show is about watches, and that's it. That's all it is. It's about watches. And, guys, please be sure to like the stream, guys. Upvote. It really does help. We got Bardsley joining us. All right. You got to mute the stream in the background, by the way.
Yep. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. So, first of all, I want to address where have I been, right? This is my first stream technically in about a week and a half, roughly, right? So, like I said in the last stream, I had a friend, unfortunately, had somebody pass away. So, was trying to be, a good friend and be there for him, moral support. And, it kind of affected me also. I mean, it was held in the same place that my grandfather, we held the ceremony for my grandfather. And for those of you who know, obviously, my grandfather was my biggest inspiration in my life. And, going back there, I had a lot of PTSD. I didn't want to go on stream and fake a smile and act for the camera because that's not who I am. I just wasn't in the right headspace. So that's where I've been overall the past kind of week. So I appreciate, obviously, that you guys understand that I've been away. I just needed some time away to rest and refocus and focus on my mental health. Really, it's the only way to put it. We got the Watch Wizard with a $20 saying, for the whiskey nips on the plane. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Stefano. So first of all, I want to get into the entire situation, right? I think I need to get into the whole situation to give people the accurate picture, right? So let's just go all the way back to the beginning. Now, Tim was the one who originally got kicked from Archie Street, right? Now, I got offered to dig up as much dirt on him as possible, share that dirt with others, and basically ruin him. And I said, absolutely not. I considered him a friend at the time. And I said, frankly speaking, it's not me to start spreading, bullshit like that. That's not who I am, and it's not who I ever will be. And, I didn't agree to it. And ultimately, me sticking up for Tim did get me booted off Archie's show. And fair enough. You know what I mean? I think that definitely played a role in it. So that's kind of the situation. Now, of course, when I got booted, what does that do? Well, Tim got offered the same thing, right? He got sent text messages that a lot of people have received, and I'll get into those. That were me just venting because me and this other person, his name is Bear Clooney, who's been exposed as a total fraud today, a rat and a snake. Okay, he's been exposed as a total snake and a fraud.
I called him out and he called me.
Right. Me and him used to be friends. And I would just vent to him. All the texts that he shared with Tim were locker room talk, me complaining about my friend and my colleague. That's what it was. I mean, listen, I have no problem answering for anything I've said. I don't feel that I said anything. Listen, did I cross the line? Was I a bit aggressive? Yeah, sure. But I mean, anybody who says that they've never complained or vented to a friend about a colleague or a friend is fooling themselves also. So frankly speaking, I'm not going to apologize for locker room talk and a private conversation that, should never have made the light of day. But Tim got offered these same messages and basically started messaging viewers and sending these viewers the messages. So I got offered the same thing. I ultimately defended Tim, said I would never go and backstab him. Tim got offered the same thing, and then I get wind of the fact that he's messaging people privately these things that I said about him, right? That were locker room talk and always meant to be private. So that's the backstory, right? That's the entire backstory of this. Now, what Tim thinks about me, that I, maybe was there to ruin his show or, all that stuff. Listen, I can't speak for Tim. He's not here. I'm not going to assume anything. He has his side of the story. I have mine. And that's all I'll say about that, right? So whatever he decides to do with that information, he can do whatever he wants with it. My position's still fixed. I am not going to share private texts and conversations that people see tonight. And that's it. B. Bardsley with a $20 saying, keep your head up, have fun in London. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I will definitely be safe. I'm going to wear a G-Shock, no Rolex, that's for sure. Definitely no Rolex. So I really got pissed at the fact that Tim went out of his way to message viewers. Now, this is, of course, just the first layer of the story. These messages basically to, ruin me, essentially. That's essentially what it was for, right? Because there's no other purpose for that other than to ruin me. Now, this is where JJ comes in, right? And JJ had or wanted to have an honest conversation with Tim, right? He just wanted to say, listen, let's clear the air. There is a reason that, maybe Marco is upset. Is there a reason? Do you recognize? And listen, like I've said, I'm human. I'm not perfect, not in any way, shape, or form. I will tell you, I've made mistakes. I've said things I shouldn't have said. I've maybe done things I shouldn't have done. But that's part and parcel of any person, right? No person's path is perfect. It's a bumpy road anytime you do anything in life, you know what I mean? And to assume that I'm going to be perfect the whole way through is frankly speaking an unrealistic standard for anybody. So I just want to get this CB with the $20. Please all upvote for Marco, a true watch lover. CB, I appreciate that. You've been a real kind and genuine friend of mine, and you've supported me, since the beginning. So I really appreciate that. I really, really do appreciate that. Now, like I said, JJ tried to have an honest conversation, and Tim is very, he does these circular arguments. He gaslights you. He really goes out of his way to unnerve you. And listen, what happened in that conversation will remain behind closed doors because I'm not here to tell my side of the story. JJ kind of already said it on Tim's stream, and it's already been addressed many, many times. And frankly speaking, I'm just ready to move on from that. But that's really where JJ comes in, right? And the thing that really upset JJ was the fact that Tim was not able to swallow the truth that he's done things wrong as well. He's not upheld his end of the bargain as well. And that's just the truth. It's just the fact of the matter, right? We're not perfect, but at least I'm willing to admit that I've done things that I regret or that I'm sorry for. Tim is just unwilling to admit that. He's unwilling to admit me and JJ have helped him in this streaming. He's unwilling to admit that Archie even helped him in the streaming, that he would have succeeded on his own if it wasn't for Archie or me or JJ or anybody else. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm sorry, but that's just incorrect. I can't accept that. You know what I mean? And to go about it in the fashion that he did, to message viewers privately, to try to turn them against me, to act against me. Listen, he can use that however he wants, but I defended my friend and I expected my friend to defend me as well. So I've been, pretty upset by the fact that Tim kind of turned on me so quickly in that regard. Now, of course, it comes to what happened today in Archie stream. Now, a lot of you watched Archie stream, but for those of you who don't know, there's this guy, his name is Bear Clooney Watches, who has been harassing me now for weeks. I mean, he's threatened to send the CRA after me, which is the Canadian equivalent of the IRS. He's, made all these accusations. He sends people to dislike my videos. He sent them today, right, on this stream right here. He tells people to troll me. Frankly, I'm starting to think he's the troll himself. He levied these insane accusations that he knows just are not true at all about me sending people to troll his wife. I would never do that, and he knows that. And he's made accusations that I begged people to send me super chats and that I begged people to stop super chatting to Archie, which is false, completely false. And I've asked him just today to provide a single shred of evidence. And frankly speaking, I haven't seen any, and he won't find any, because I would never, ever do that in my entire life. And to ever consider saying something like that is not just contrived, it's flat out malicious. And on his part, he should be, frankly speaking, ashamed of himself. I mean, what he's done is borderline it's bullying, it's harassment, it's smearing, defaming me, trying to shame me publicly, all based on lies and false accusations. And frankly speaking, I exposed the truth tonight. He had nothing to say. He couldn't defend himself because there's nothing to defend. What's he going to do? Twist my words? Sure, by all means, send people private text conversations. I don't have a problem with you doing that. I'm happy to answer for anything I've ever done. So that's the situation, in my opinion, kind of wrapped up in a nutshell between me, JJ, Tim, and the person who's kind of, in my opinion, the architect behind all of this, which is Bear. We got Logan Hall with the $5 saying, down with Bear, up with Marco. We've got your back, Marco. Logan, I really sincerely appreciate that. Now, one thing that's been tirelessly mentioned is me going to London, right? And I'm still going to London. I'm leaving on Thursday. So I'm looking very much forward to that. Now, of course, I'm not sharing a room anymore with Tim. Now, this is going to be the first time I am ever meeting Tim in person, right? So there is an aspect to that made me a little bit uncomfortable, right? I've never met the guy. I've only spoken with him online. But I said, you know what? I will look past it, and I will just share the room with him. Now, I was willing to overlook that until I received news that a viewer actually paid for the room in its entirety, and Tim still charged me. Now, for that, I can't swallow. I'm willing to have integrity, and I'm willing to pay for the room. But to have somebody pay for the room, then charge me anyways, on top of the fact that I'm sharing the room with somebody I'm now in a personal kind of conflict with, and frankly speaking, I can't stand for that. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to get involved with that. So then I asked him for a refund. I said, you know what? I'm no longer comfortable sharing a room with you in light of what I've discovered. And frankly speaking, I want a refund. And I think that was more than fair on my part. That's where I was coming from. It's nothing against Tim. I'm just getting my own room. I just feel more comfortable getting my own room. Now, this is where it kind of gets a little bit fucked up, in my opinion. I just want to get the super chat. CB with the $20 saying, Marco never asked me for a penny. I appreciate that, CB. You've always had my back, and I really, really do appreciate that. Thank you very, very much for your support, as always. Now, I was willing to overlook the hotel room, and I was never going to mention it publicly, but he wants to continue to do this, right, to kind of course, go after me the same way with Bear is going after me currently in chat. That's fine. He can do whatever he wants. And I just want to say hello to Mr. GMT. But now
hey again, brother. Hey again, boys.
Just let me finish up, man, and then we can talk, okay? Now he's taking it a step further, and this is what's really, really pissing me off, okay? Is that now he's claiming that I reached out to Nico to pull his VIP pass, to basically pull the rug out from under him, and then went to Paul Thorpe and asked for a VIP pass and basically shared that information with him. Now he's not just defaming me. Now he's going out of his way, right, to basically shame me in front of other people of the watch community, knowing full well I would never, ever in my life do that. I just wouldn't. I would never, ever go out of my way to pull his VIP passes. I said I'll get my own room. I won't make any light of the situation. But now he's taking it too far. This is it. I mean, I've frankly speaking had enough. So between all of this, right, the drama that's ensued after obviously we got kicked off the Archie show, Tim sending messages to people privately, him not willing to admit any fault that he's ever done, Tim not willing to admit we ever helped him, that he never kept his end of the bargain with relation to streaming. Tim always, you know what I mean, to a certain extent, kind of big noting himself and saying I got all of these people, taking credit for getting guys like David Khalil. It wasn't even him, frankly speaking. It was Tommy who was emailing these guys, and poor Tommy is going out of his way to work for Tim, and Tim is taking credit for that fact. And I'm like, Tim, don't you think as well you should thank Tommy? And he's not even willing to admit that Tommy is even helping him in the matter. So it's like, listen, it is what it is. But to me, it really crossed the line when it came to the hotel drama, and it came to him reaching out to Paul Thorpe and saying nonsense on his live stream that I would go out of my way to revoke his VIP passes through Nico. Like, I would not just never do that, but I look forward to him explaining that to Nico, because I spoke with him about the VIP passes, which are all sorted, by the way. So I look forward to him explaining to Nico how he thought I would go out of my way to pull those passes, because seriously, I'm at a loss for words why he would ever think I would do that. I just want to get these super chats very quickly. We got Rez with the $20. Marco, do what makes you shine. Watch talk. Don't get distracted by the drama. Keep it up, young man. I'm going to talk about the London Watch Show in about 15 more minutes. I'm done. So thank you very much for the $20. I'm moving on from this situation, and I'm just going back to the watches. This is what I'm about. I'm about the watches. I've had enough of this drama. It's nonsensical. I'm not here for the real housewives of the wristwatch community. What I'm here for is, frankly speaking, the watch talk. Thank you very much, Rez. Always appreciate your kind support. CB with the $100 for a snake-free room in London. Listen, I still consider Tim, you know what I mean? I wish Tim well. I will never wish Tim, of course, any bad. At the end of the day, we spent 9 months building a profile together, and I didn't do it by myself. JJ didn't do it by himself. Archie was streaming to 500 viewers a night and making, record numbers on his stream. He wasn't doing it by himself either. We worked together. We were a team, right? And I will always recognize that we were a team. If I have a platform, it's because of Archie first and foremost, right? And then secondly, because of the guys, myself, Tim, and JJ, right? Because we genuinely worked together. So that's all it is, right? So I will never wish ill will on Tim, but frankly speaking, he's crossed the line one too many times. This is the first and the last time I'm addressing this controversy, and that's it. I'm moving on. If anybody in the panel would like to add anything, I'd be happy to get your feedback. But after that, I want to talk about the London Watch Show because I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I called out that fuckwad today, and he even called me while I was on the stream. I said, "Fuck you. You have my address. Come and visit me, bitch." I said one thing. And as soon as I said it, I go, just show us the proof. And we're good. We'll all apologize to you and that Marco's a snake. Oh, I give an ultimatum, not to Archie. Gave him an ultimatum. Either cut Stefano, Wizard, and Marco off, or I'm gone forever.
Who are you talking about? Tim?
That's what he was talking about, to cut me and Marco off forever, or else he's leaving Archie's streams forever.
No, but who called you? Tim called you?
No,
Bear Clooney.
Oh, okay, all right.
He called this morning because I called him.
Also,
whatever.
I just want to pull this up, right, and read this out. He said, Tim is the one that brought you Nico and have opportunity to get a job. You are always riding his coattails. Okay, sure, we are all working together. Yeah, no question about it. Just like Tim would come on our stream and JJ would come on the stream, and we would all go on each other's stream for exposure. Yeah, we are all riding each other's coattails, no question. But Tim isn't the one that got me the job. Did he do the interview for me? Is he the one that ultimately, impressed Nico with his watch? Is he the one that spent the better part now of 6 years informing himself about watches and learning and taking a deep dive and developing an appreciation that I feel is frankly
just texted me, "Don't worry, I'm coming. You're welcome."
It's not even worth it, honestly.
Let him come, man.
I was watching the chat.
Jackass.
First of all, just you want to bring closure to this. I think there's a couple things that were said in the chat.
Yeah.
One, somebody asked a question, locker room talk. Do you care to explain what locker room talk was? Because I know, I think you said you've apologized to people, but I think some people are asking about that.
Sure. So listen, I'm willing to say it all on here. Let me just get these super chats because I'm falling behind, and I do want to respect these and get these. I just want to get SLC Watch Collector with $100 saying, I appreciate your watch knowledge. Keep up the awesome streams, and thank you for your contribution. I appreciate that. pretty incredible. And obviously, you've always been a kind contributor to me and to Tim and to JJ. So just want to give you a big shout out and say thank you very much. I'll definitely put this towards the London trip because it's a little more expensive than previously planned. So I appreciate that. Kurt with the thank you again, SLC. Kurt with the $50 saying this is $50 to get Baron and On out of your chat. Sure, you can ban them. I couldn't give a shit less about these guys, honestly speaking. Bye. Bye, Bear. Bye, and on. Take care, man. I don't want these guys anymore. So thank you very much, Kurt, for your support. Of course, I would, again, put this towards the London Fund. So it's very, very appreciated. We got Gentleman's Hangout with the $5 saying, why does Bear keep saying the truth will come out? Why does it take a month to tell the truth? More like manufacture a faith truth. All talk, no receipts. And listen, we had CBCB here who donated, right? Who's been a big contributor to my streams. And he's been a dear friend of mine. You know, we develop a real friendship. We talk on a daily basis, not just about watches. We talk about life, about business, about, you know, opportunities, you know, that I have in front of me, that how I should best go about them and what have you. You know, he's been a dear friend to me, and he just mentioned he's never asked me for a single super chat. I mean, he said this, that I was begging, and I hate to bring her up because I know she's a private individual and she doesn't like to be brought up, but he brought up ER saying that I was begging ER for super chats, and she right away gave a super chat saying he's never said anything of that matter. So all this stuff is all manufactured drama. He has no receipts. Now, the locker room talk, right? Now I'm willing to say, at the beginning, I misjudged Ari. I said, let's boot Ari. It's a little bit, just not my vibe. Then I got to grow an appreciation, a fondness, a friendship with Ari, and realized I misjudged him. I told Ari as much, and I think that we're okay. We're on good standing together, or at least I hope he is. He's been on my stream since. So I think Ari's a very good person and a great addition to the community. Listen, same with Stefano. You know what I mean? Stefano was a little bit of a weird character when I first jumped on the stream. I was like, who is this guy? You know what I mean? Like, he's a little, like, because the thing is, right, he knew his stuff about watch. I'm like, hold on a minute. Who is this guy? You know, like, what's going on, right? And I said, just boot him for somebody else, right? I said about Tim, I said, all stuff that I've said publicly. That he doesn't know anything about watches, that, you know, that he's in this for fame and popularity. When he rebel streamed me, you know, I used a slur, and I will apologize for that. And I said, you know, this person who Daddy gave everything to, you know what I mean? I'm going to make him sweat a little bit because he never held up his end of the agreement with me and JJ regarding to the streaming, and that, you know, ultimately I was pissed at him in that moment, but me and him hashed things out. So these are all just me, you know, moment in time, angry at my friend and my colleague, right? Venting to somebody who I considered a friend. That's it. And
right, fair enough. And somebody else mentioned hashtag ConsoleGate.
Yeah. Listen, that's not really my story to tell. Hold on, let me just catch up on these. We got Toyota with the $50. Thank you so much. I'm definitely putting this towards the London Fund. Thank you very, very much. He says, have fun in London, Marco. Love you, buddy. I appreciate you, man. You've been a kind and dear friend to me. So, you know, I really, really do appreciate that. Thank you very much. We got Wings and Watch with the $5 saying, add Marco, you're a stand-up guy, Marco, and frankly, you've nothing but admiration for you, a true gentleman. No, listen. I'm willing to admit that I've made mistakes. You know, there's some things that I've said that I was unhappy about, and that, you know, in a moment of anger, of rage, I was venting, and you know, maybe I did cross the line in some of the language I used or some of the things I said. No question. But what can I say? Am I perfect? I never claimed to be perfect, guys. Like, I will make mistakes, and I'm sure I will make thousands more mistakes in my lifetime, especially when it comes to stuff like that. But the way Tim went about it, right? I went out of my way to defend my friend. By the way, I just want to say, Kurt, if anybody crosses the line, you guys ban them, time them out. I couldn't give a shit less, especially guys like this parasite, Bear Clooney, and on, who's probably his troll or alt account. Bear has been trying to smear me and defame me for the better part of a month now. So you know what? I've frankly speaking had enough of them. Just ban him and get rid of him. I don't want to hear anything about him anymore. But to me, Tim really crossed the line when he started messaging people privately. When I found out about the room, and then finding out that he's pulling these shenanigans, that I pulled his VIP pass with Nico, and that he reached out to Paul Thorpe with that information. You know what I mean? Like, how does that make me look with Paul?
So I think, I was monitoring chat. I think those were like most of the rest of the questions were duplicates of things that you've already addressed. Those were the two questions that stood out that I thought were fair. The rest of it. So I don't know for my part, and there's 3 other panelists as well. Ready to move on to Watch Talk. I myself, I just super chatted to him yesterday. Wished him good luck in London. I hope he has a good time. I am hoping. I'm still trying to arrange a guest with him. I hope he does well. It would be best for all of us if Tim does well. JJ has obviously said his piece. Speaking again, just purely for myself, I have not had Marco or JJ come to me asking me for anything at all, ever. So I don't know where that comes from. I haven't witnessed that behavior. Unfortunately, multiple people have sent me a lot of those private conversations. I have seen some of those, including some of the quote unquote locker room talk. Again, and I've told Marco this in private, and I say it on the air. I think I've said it on the air. Young fellow thrown into a situation where he gained a lot of steam and a lot of visibility very quickly, made decisions that I think people like me who are twice his age are mistakes that we make less often, and things that you get, you gain with maturity. But no, I've never felt that Marco's crossed the line. Certainly, again, JJ, I don't think JJ had ever crossed the line. I know that he was frustrated. He lost his temper on Tim's stream. JJ handled his announcement to his own subscription WhatsApp group, with class. He didn't say anything unusual, didn't ask people to choose sides, anything like that. Again, Marco hasn't asked anybody to choose sides. It's all really unfortunate. I'm really hoping that this will, die down and move on. I'm
sorry.
Go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
please. I just want to pull this up from Poor Logical Freddy Krueger saying that joking, harassing, and shite talking is what makes WatchTubes hilarious and entertaining. Too many thin-skinned beaches around these days. So let me just say something, okay? And listen, I got no problem. You want to throw jokes or shade at me anytime. I'm happy. Most of the time, it takes the chin, right? But the way that Bear went about it every single day in an obsessive manner, constantly harassing me. I'm not even in the chat half the time, and I'm getting these messages. Bear's talking about you again in the chat, calling me Pugsley, calling me all these vicious names, telling people to come downvote my video like they've done today, telling people to go out of their way to troll me in the comments, and threatening to send the CRA, which is the Canadian IRS, after me. So he's done bullying, harassment. He's a rat. He's trying to rat me out to the IRS, the Canadian IRS. Listen, the guy is frankly speaking, taking it to a level and an extreme that's unacceptable. There's a difference between shit talking and straight up being a psychotic lunatic. I mean, that's the actions of a lunatic. I'm sorry to say it. The guy's a psycho. And that's plain and simple, the only thing that I will say. Because frankly speaking, there's really no excuse for that. I just want to get to these super chats because they're coming in fast and furious. I really appreciate it. I'm going to put this towards the London Fund, guys. I definitely could use it. Duco Ted with the $50 saying, for the London Fund, please come back and make more watch content. Yeah, I'm going to have a lot of content, no question about it, for you guys. When I do come back from the London Watch show, I'm going to be, kind of trying to get as much content as possible, be all over the place. So, yeah, I appreciate the $50. We'll definitely put it to good use. And thank you very much. I really, really do appreciate it. Duco Ted, you've been a kind support again to all of us. And I really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. CB with the $20 saying, I thought Bear was hired by you. I noticed that the more he's talking bad about you and more supporters you get, brilliant marketing on your behalf. Well, frankly speaking, I mean, it's the worst marketing ever for me because you try to swallow and you try to swallow, but it gets to a tipping point where you've had enough. You know what I mean? And the constant harassment, the constant going. I mean, I'm not even in the chat half the time, and he's still going after me, and it's never ending. I mean, he's sending people in treasure troves to dislike my videos from Archie stream. I mean, my last couple of streams have hundreds of dislikes. I've never gotten that on my channel before. It's only because he's sending people to dislike my stream, leave negative comments. I mean, people are making. I mean, you guys have seen the troll comments that people have made. I mean, I don't need to tell you guys.
So, all right. I mean, no
porn,
offense, Marco. Like, I think Bear has been super addressed. I don't think, and I'm watching the chat. It's not like Bear has a bunch of people jumping forward to say he's a stand-up person. I don't know Bear, but I'm not gathering that he is a valuable contributor to any of these discussions.
Correct.
Certainly on Tim's channel, I don't feel like Bear has been a valuable contributor to any of the discussions. Again, Stefano, Bartley, GMT, actually, GMT, you did appear on Tim's stream that night with JJ. I don't know if you want to chime in, but I think
I did.
Is kind of like try to put this behind us.
Yeah.
My take on this is when you're divided, you're weaker. When you're together, you're stronger, and that's what they've been trying to do from the beginning. He said, she said, whatever they said, is all just to divide you and make us fight against each other and have this conversation we're having right now.
Correct.
Which I think is a load of bullshit. But
and
because
Mr.
people are jealous. Yeah.
Sorry. I interrupted you. Please go ahead.
Because people are jealous and people see how successful you all are together. That's what they want, and that's what they're trying to do. Unfortunately, that's the truth of it. I don't care what anyone says. That's how I see it, and that's what I've been noticing in the last 2 months. It's just getting worse and worse. In reality, personally, I think the best thing to do is actually sit down all together and talk in closed doors, not in front of everybody. That way things can get resolved with mutual parties involved. That way it can all get get thrown under the rug and be done with it and get resolved. And then with the people that are actually causing the dramas get banned and never been seen again. They can try, every time they try, they got to be banned.
And listen, I will say this. I reached out to Tim, right, on many occasions, saying, listen, I'm happy to answer for anything you've gone with respect to messages, because I got the same thing about you. Frankly speaking, I couldn't give a shit less what you've said about me, because I know these are, I mean, some of the screenshots, right, are from we're talking March, you know what, we're talking like beginning, like January, March, February. He literally searched up everything I've ever said, right? I mean, going back 8-9 months. But I just consider water under the bridge, you know what I mean? I consider Tim a friend. We were together, we were a team. But Tim never wanted to speak with me. He never wanted to reach out with me to say, listen, let's address this, let's move on together and just keep going. And Style Collector with the $5 saying JJ, Marco, and Tim were good together, hoping it will all work out. Listen, I agree. I think we had amazing synergy together. I think we had a great thing going for us. And unfortunately, it's really been ruined by this one person who's trying to divide the community. And I'm telling you, I've been thinking about it. I don't think it's anybody else but him, right? But Bear. So, Style Collector, I appreciate the $5. And listen, I hope this all works out because, like I said earlier, I wish Tim nothing but the best. I will never, you know what I mean? I have my own personal quarrels with him. I think what he did was wrong, very wrong. And frankly speaking, I'm extremely, I'm upset by it. I'm angered by it. But, I will still wish him well and still hope that he succeeds because, like I said, if I'm in the position with the viewership I have, tonight with 170 viewers, which is incredible. Thank you very much, guys, for watching the stream. It's because of everybody. Again, first and foremost, because of Archie,
upvote,
right?
guys, upvote.
But also because of JJ and Tim, right? We wouldn't have been able to accomplish this, in my opinion, without each other. We were a team, and we worked best together. So
on Archie's channel today, somebody said to him, why don't you, why don't you let be peace, bring Bear and Marco on and let them see who's saying what and prove and who can prove what. But Archie just I don't know, he just blew it away like he does most of the stuff. So I don't know. I said, hey, drop the link. Let Marco come on to defend himself. But he didn't.
Listen,
but in the end, do you think that's going to put, in all respect, Wizard, in the end, is that really going to settle this? I mean,
so I wanted to do
it's just
it
going
on
to cause
my
another
stream.
fight.
Correct. And I wanted to do this on my stream. I wanted to address it on my stream because it is related to me, not to Archie, right? And
No,
God
yeah.
bless, God bless Archie. You know what I mean? Like, me and him are still. I consider Archie a friend. I always will speak highly of him, but I didn't want to do it with the, because it would have become a bit of a circus. Let's be honest. It would have become a bit of a circus, and I didn't want it to turn into that. I wanted to keep it, respectful, polite, but I wanted to, as I feel I've done, get my point across, and that's it. I just want to get through these, and then I want to get to the London Watch show. I've had enough of this. I think I've addressed everything I wanted to address. At this point, I'd just be beating.
Marco, you forgot, man. What are we wearing today? For once, I'm wearing something. Fuck.
More in the
Root beer,
noted
baby. Root beer.
Whew, Bardsley with the
My
latest
new
purchase.
Speedy.
I'm sorry I couldn't be on the stream tonight
okay.
to congrat. I had pressing matters. I had to snuff a certain rat out of the community. Snuffed out.
Real quick, Marco, I know you want to move on. You want to talk London Watch show.
No,
I just
please,
want to
give
get
your
my
opinion.
2 cents in really quick.
Okay.
Listen, without you and without coming across you, JJ and Tim, I would not be here right now. Not with any, not coming across any of these people in this panel, I would not be here right now. So everything that you have done to help me, everything that JJ has done to help me, and Tim in a certain way that has helped me. I do think that strength is in numbers. I hope that this all blows over someday. And, I can see it on your face, man. It's bothering you. And I think this is a good thing to get some of this stuff off your chest and move on. And real quick, and for someone to excessively over a last, month to do to a young man, I think you have a severe problem and you need to, look within yourself and get some help. So that's basically all I'll say on that is, I hope
see.
And just keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep your head up. You're a fucking great guy. Don't ever let anybody, not say that about you. You're a
They'll
good
be
guy.
in fucking Ireland soon and laughing about all the shit in the past.
Listen.
Can I tell you something?
Please go ahead.
You boys have actually changed the community. You have changed it and brought it up into another level that I didn't think was possible. I've seen so much happiness and joy, and this is why I love all you guys. Like, as in, seriously, do, because you have changed my life. You have made me. I feel relevant because of you guys. I feel relevant because you make me feel relevant. You make me feel special because I'm enjoying a hobby that I never thought it was possible to enjoy at the levels that we're enjoying it. And that's why I wanted you guys to get along and get together, because you guys made me feel like this. You guys, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. I'm pretty sure a lot of people in the chat are feeling exactly the same way I am. So all I've got to say is, man, I do love you guys, and I really want you to try and sort the shit out and get rid of the fucking shit that's in our lives, so we can move on and enjoy what we are enjoying right now.
That's all I have enjoyment. To say, it's about enjoying a hobby together. It's about the camaraderie. Like, I've built, I think, friendships with everybody on this panel, and many people, be it on Instagram, who prefer to remain anonymous, on WhatsApp, or in the chat. I consider us basically a big friendship. This is what it's all about, right? It's sharing this hobby, this passion that we all have together, and ultimately, just enjoying each other's company and enjoying each other's, building off each other's knowledge and experience. And that's what I started my channel out to be, and that's what it was for a very long time. But it's taken this kind of ugly turn, and that's why I want to address this. I want to snuff it out. I want to end this, and that's it. Back to the watch, back to what's really important. Let me just, guys, these super chats are fast and furious. I'm sorry. I just want to get through these, and then let's talk London Watch. Watches 24 with a $10 saying, Marco, have a pint on me, pal, when you hit London. I definitely will. I'm arriving in London fucking early, like 6 a.m. on Friday. So I'm just going to go directly to the hotel, drop off my bags, because I can't check in until like the afternoon, right? And then just
go have bangers and mash.
Yeah, I'll try it here. I'll try it. But thank you very much, Watches 20. Thank you to everybody, by the way. You guys have been absolutely insane with the support. Really do appreciate it. Quicker Than Drawing with a $5 saying, keep your head up and press forward. Listen, Quicker Than Drawing, appreciate it. He was there, you know what I mean? He was privy to the conversation. He mentioned, and you take it for what it is. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. Thank you very much for the super chat. I really appreciate that. By the way, I dropped the link. I'll drop it again if anybody wants to come on. You guys are more than welcome, because we are going to talk about the London watch. I can't wait. It's gonna be so. I can't wait. This is gonna be so much fun going to London. I get to move on and just be ready for London. It's gonna be fucking incredible.
I am so excited for you, man. I told you this before. I
The
can't
watch.
wait.
I just want to
see-
bring this up because he has been a very kind contributor to the channel, saying Marco has never asked for anything. He's nothing but a stand-up guy and real gentleman, and I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Really do appreciate that. Hold on.
All right. I've got to head off. It was just I thought I'd quickly come on and show my respects
worries.
to you, Marco.
Take care,
Please take
GMC.
care, and we'll talk again soon. Love you, boys. Take care, boys.
Vera Pini.
We got JJ joining us. Take care, GMT. I appreciate you coming on. We got CB with the $20 saying, what Bear is doing is not working. It might be annoying, but he is getting the opposite result. So toughen up and move on. That's exactly what I'm doing. Appreciate that. Thank you very much again for the super chat. And
Yo.
CB, man, I appreciate your support, my friend.
What
JJ,
was
how are
the
you, bro?
issue? Was it your modem, Marco, before that was freezing up
Yeah,
on you?
Yeah, my modem is spiked.
Okay.
It was spiked. We got Kurt joining us.
Yo,
on the show.
can you hear me?
Modem, Marco?
I can hear you.
That was freezing up.
All right, yeah. I only got a few minutes, so I just wanted to pop.
Yeah, he's out with his brother.
Yeah, I got a few people I'm out with. So no, I was listening to the stream on my earpiece and monitoring. I just want to say, look, it is what it is. You expose the truth. There's a lot of bullshit. Oh, next month we'll reveal this. Next month. It don't take a month to tell the truth. It takes a month to manufacture bullshit that looks like the truth. I mean, let's call it what it is here. This is an easy case of you called him a fat old man and Shrek Clooney, and now he's pissed and he's making
Well, because he
a
harassed
matter,
me, right?
a show matter. No,
Right.
The bottom line is they don't want you on the show, and they don't want Tim on the show because you guys were making some moves for yourself, and it's just jealousy and hatred. So now there's a bullshit narrative that you're a bad guy. It's corny. I kept quiet long enough. I went with the program, but you know what? It's annoying. I'm just tired of it. It's got to be exposed. And you know what, though? The more they keep saying the same bullshit, the more they're exposing that it is bullshit. Nobody's buying it, bro. Nobody's buying it. Simple. And Tim's a rat. That's my other thing. I'm tired of people having to be politically correct. We got to walk on eggshells. Tim's done numerous things to be a rat. I called him in on the show. I stand by it. Am I going to keep harassing him? Absolutely not. That's not my style. But I'm also not going to sit here and pretend the kid didn't do anything wrong. He'll never live. He's a spineless jellyfish. I told him to his face, and I'll say it again. He never had any moral principles. He tried to sell you upriver to further his career. He doesn't consider anyone friends. All he considers is super chats. So that's where that is. Just keep doing your thing. You're better off not staying in the room with him after he tried to rob you anyway, double charge you anyway. Who the fuck wants to even stay with him? Number two, he's still diligently messaging people one at a time because I get copies of them from half those people who are my friends saying, what's wrong with Tim? He's saying you pulled his pass. These guys got nothing but fake rumors. Just, you know what? You should just start talking watches because everybody already knows and just do your stream. That's all. Just do your watch stream. Don't even listen. I had to come on and just say something.
I think so,
don't want
JJ.
people
While
to say-
JJ's here, right? I think there's an important, lesson in life to learn is that you don't actually. I know people say you guys were strong together, sit down, work this out in a room. You don't have to, right? There's no actual requirement to do so.
There's no reason
Tim
to work
is
down
gonna
with Tim.
be with his, he's going to do his thing, and again, hopefully he'll be very successful and continue to grow his channel. Marco, you're going to do your thing, and you have different goals than you two, right? You want to be a watch, you want stuff, and JJ has his channel and his community. And at the end of the day, the best, one of the best outcomes can be that all three of you go in your different directions, or two of you together, or whatever it is. You go and you grow, and then at some point you reconvene as professional colleagues, and it's cordial, right? But there is no requirement that you be friends because you started in the same place. That requirement doesn't exist, right? And I think again, JJ was. I thought JJ was very appropriate in his WhatsApp group. Again, as I said earlier, and he said he lost his temper on Sim's channel, but JJ's very firm on what he's saying. He's very convicted in what he's saying. And God, JJ's been nothing but he's been stand up and accurate. To me, it's a hard pill to swallow. It hurts.
Yeah. Look, I would love to say Tim's a great guy. This is all misunderstanding. Let's get back to fun. I would love to say that. I tried to work it out. I tried to even keep it between me and Tim, but then I got screenshots from his friends in his group talking shit about me after I tried to keep it quiet. I went on the show. I faced him directly because he was spreading more rumors on the show. I had to stop it. I want people to know the truth. So I went on. I said it like it was. He laughed. He looked confused. You obviously knew he was full of shit. So I did what I had to do. Mr. GMT came on, said he was wrong. He backpedaled, told a different story. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. So listen, I'm just done with him. It's fine. I hope he makes $1 million. I hope his show is great, but I want nothing to do with it because that's not my type of guy. And I just wanted to come and clear the air and say my piece because I don't want anyone to say, oh, I was sitting on the fence. I didn't show up. I'm here. I'm saying Marco never did shit to me. All these things he's robbing from these rich guys. Where? Show me where. Because ER came on and set the record straight. CB just set the record straight. Ali set the record straight. Where are these big donors? Where are they? Show me one.
We got one right here, Bubba Hotep, who's a big donor.
Well, I just want to say one more thing. This 50, 60K, I keep hearing about it. Where is it? Where is it? So anyway, whatever. Look, I just wanted to come on the show. I fully support Marco, and everyone else is full of shit. Unless you show me. I know the end. I'll show you in 6 weeks. Okay, it takes you 6 weeks to tell the truth. Okay, I guess we'll see in 6 weeks. I don't know. Is there going to be a docudrama coming out? I don't know what the deal is, but all right, go ahead. I'm sorry, I went on a rant.
No, I just want to give a shout out to another big donor who I begged and pleaded on my knees and sent him a video for donation. Bubba Hotep with a $10 saying, just tune in for a few minutes. I'm going to watch this later in its entirety. Marco, I sent a PayPal donation for expensive or cheap strippers. Your choice. I'll choose the latter. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. That's very kind of you, man. Thanks, man. Bubba Hotep, he's like, this guy, one of the most kind, generous contributors during my birthday stream. Obviously, most people know the story already, so I'm not going to parrot it another time. But, never asked for anything in return. Just been extremely kind and generous to everybody, myself, Tim, JJ. Just an amazing all-around guy. I really appreciate that. And thank you. I mean, it's really going to help for London, so I appreciate that. Perth with the $5 saying, Marco, I will always have you as a friend. Who will I go with? Habs versus Bruins at the Bell Center. Going to miss you not being in Montreal. Listen, if you ever come to Montreal and there is a Habs versus Bruins game, we're fucking going together, okay? Because I'm cheering on the Bruins. I'm a Bruins fan. What can I say? I hate the Patriots now because they sold out my guy Tom Brady. They sold him out for Bill Belichick, so I can no longer support the Patriots, but I love the Bruins, guys. But Perth, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And again, Perth's another guy, man. Really happy to have him part of the community. And, this is somebody else that I misjudged. I reached out to Perth. I told him, I'm like, listen, I have no problem answering for anything I've ever said. At the beginning, you were a bit of a quirky character, and nobody can say otherwise, right? Most people thought Perth was a little quirky, a little out there, and it's just, listen, you get to learn people's nature. You get to learn who they are. You get to develop a friendship, a camaraderie with these people. And I just said live on air, if you're in Montreal and there's a Habs versus Bruins game, we're going together. And I'd be happy to do that anytime because I think it would be so much fun. So, Perth, thank you very much for being here. Thank you for all you do for the community, and I appreciate your support. We got Rez with the $50. Thank you so much, my man. You guys are too generous, honestly. Way too generous. And Marco, the viewers are very intelligent and well-rounded people. They are able to discern what is what for themselves. Keep up the great work and try to enjoy London. Guys, I'm moving on for this London watch. I can't fucking wait. Guys, it's going to be fucked. It's good. I have so much to do in such a short period because I only have really the Friday, right, to tour the city. And it's like London, you could spend 3 years there and still have stuff to see. That's such a historic place. So, Rez, thank you very much for the $50. Again, I'm going to put it to good use. I really, really sincerely appreciate that. So thanks a lot. The Real Cars and Corona with the $50. Appreciate that, man. Says Marco never asked me for anything but paid wife reviews, live unboxing, and super chat. Just kidding. Seriously, never asked me for anything. Have a dram on me in the UK or in London. Fight the Muppets. I appreciate that, man. Again, another extremely kind contributor to the show. Like, what can I say, guys? I'm humbled to have your guys' support. It's I've said this, like YouTube has really changed my life. I mean, I don't know how else to put it, and to have this kind of situation kind of sour the whole experience, it's part of business. I understand that, not all businesses are going to experience amazing times like we've experienced, but ready to move on, just ready to put this behind you. So Carlin Corn, appreciate this. Thank you very much. We got B Barsley with a $10 again. Thank you. saying, Marco, you have changed my life. Thank you. Well, thank you, man. You you really did change my life. You helped change my life too. All of you helped change my life. So I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. We got Style Collector with a $5 saying, I agree. You guys are great. Style Collector, thank you very much. Listen, I want to say that we can maybe work something out and get back together, but it's never going to happen. It's too far gone. Lines were crossed. And frankly speaking, like, hold on as I take this knife out of my back. You know what I like? It's too much. You know what I mean? It went too far. Like, that's it.
Give it
Jimmy
time.
Right. Jimmy with a $5 saying, looking forward to your content from the London Watch Show. Sad that a fellow Canadian would act that way towards you. Not our style. Enjoy London. Jimmy, I appreciate that. Yes, I can't wait to go to London. We got the captain joining us. What's going on, my man?
Reporting for duty. Sir.
I just want to get through these, and then let's talk London Watch Show. DC and LV with a $5 saying, regardless of the issue that the three of you guys had, Bear and AC3 smelled blood. They didn't like your success and went for the kill. Be strong. No, listen, Archie, that's where people get it twisted, right? Listen, Archie is who he is, right? But imagine, right, DC, this guy is in your ear constantly telling you something, right? You say something enough times, eventually it ends up becoming the truth, right? I mean, he is like crazy. This guy's psychotic, right? You whisper enough times something, he's acting against you. He's pulling in all your super chats. He's, messaging people for your big donors and pulling them away from you. At a certain point, you start to believe this guy's bullshit, and he believes his own bullshit. That's why I asked today, just show me the evidence. And he has nothing because there is nothing. So I don't blame Archie. I will respect and admire Archie. I appreciate his friendship. I still consider him a friend. But this guy is a total clown, and he's a rat. He's a total rat. I can never respect a snitch like that. Even threatening to send the CRA and sending private text conversations like that to try and ruin your friendship with a friend, which he ended up doing. That's a rat. That's a snake. It's a weasel, in my opinion. So forget him. Hars and Corona with a $10 saying, all the super chat money. I'm fucking starting a stream and Rebel streaming when everyone is on.
That equation of time isn't cheap. Got to pay with super chats. His birthday watch.
Wings and Watch with a $10 saying, you still need to come for a weekend out like we spoke about and perhaps talk you into that flight with me. Listen, that flight, we got to talk about that one. You're gonna tell me, I don't know about that one, but listen, I'm happy. I'd love to go to Toronto after the London Watch Show. But yes, hopefully I would love that. That would be fucking awesome because there's a lot of great places in Toronto to visit. And I have a cousin who lives in the GTA Greater Toronto area, and I've been promising. He bought a condo about a year ago, and I've been promising to go and visit him and go see his condo, but I just haven't had the time. So that's all it is. But I will definitely make an effort to go. I promised you, and I'm promising you here live on air, and you have to hold me to it. Ramsey with the $10 saying you should collab with Todd Levin on a series of vid, each focus on a different high horology indie. That would be a great series, but I don't know. Todd's a busy guy. He has what's he gonna do with little old me? He doesn't need me. You know what I mean? It's always fun to have him on, but I also recognize, right, and it's something I do want to address. Like Todd is a very specific type of collector that let's just be honest, is not something that's mass market appealing. I appreciate him coming on, right, but I understand as well, like when we're talking about coaxial escapements and like the history of watchmaking and Thomas Mudge and the lever escapement, it can kind of turn some people off. It's like, listen, man, like you guys are taking it to an extreme. Like I'm not prepared, and I understand that. But listen, Todd is always, welcome on. I always appreciate his insight and his input. And if he ever does want to do that, shit, I would be fucking honored to entertain that. Are you kidding? Yeah,
Marco, real quick. I was just impressed the night he came on, and I forget even now the name of the watch, but there was that Japanese watch, and he was like, da-da-da-da-da, and he knew all the history of it. I was like, what?
Right. Yeah. So, listen. That being said, I don't know if anybody else has anything on the panel to add. Feel free, but I want to talk to London Watch Show, guys. I do want to talk to London. I can't wait, guys. I'm leaving on Thursday.
So I joined late, guys. Did I miss anything?
Oh man.
I'll
Yeah.
just say, look, I guess I should weigh in, right? Everyone else
Yes.
is saying
Please.
their piece,
You said your
right?
piece.
So I'm just gonna say, Marco's a friend of mine. I think everyone could appreciate the knowledge that he has at the age he is, and you always have to recognize that part. Even though Marco is very mature, I believe for his age. I don't know how I was at his age, but I'm sure I wasn't hosting a watch stream and dealing with a lot of stuff. So what I've always said is, if you make a mistake or something, you apologize for it, you move on. If you don't feel that's warranted, then in all cases it's not warranted, so you don't. But it's a learning experience. We're all growing and learning, and we're here for the watches at the end of the day. And drama, I guess some people like to really promote more drama than others, and they think it's good for ratings. Whether that's true or not, no, I don't know. But there's a lot of I call it moles, trolls, and automobiles, and rats and rodents, and there's too much of that. And I think it's time to move on. But I'm a friend of Marco's. I support him, and I've learned a lot, and he has a tremendous amount of knowledge, and I appreciate the opportunity to be on the show.
So
How
again,
much did he just pay you for that?
That was off the cuff, man.
and again, I
That
just
was
want
from
to
the
say
heart.
this.
And that's nothing. Notice I didn't mention anything about Tim, because I will tell you this. I wouldn't be on streams because Tim's show was kind of the initial show that was inviting, and Tim is very inviting to people to come on, and he always was. And without that, I wouldn't even start streaming and then get to know the rest of you. So, I'll just leave it there. The fighting, I wish, look, if we could negotiate a peace treaty, that would be great. I just don't know if that's in the cards right now. Without a long cooling off, you could have a beer. Maybe you'll have a beer with him in London. Who knows? But I hear it. There's a lot of.
It's not something you fix over.
No, I don't. I agree. I think there should be some cooling off, period, and you see what happens. Maybe revisit and see where it goes. But,
Right. I just want to get the super chat. We got Perth Luxury with a $5 saying, not a problem, Marco. Me being on the spectrum like Elon has its advantages, including an interesting sense of humor. We're all different people. Exactly. And like I said, you know what I mean? I have really come to appreciate our friendship and the camaraderie that we have with one another. So yeah, that's it, man. Guys, I really want to thank from the bottom of my heart each and every single one of you guys who are here tonight on the panel, in the chat, all the people who have sent me a ridiculous amount of support and well wishes. I really, really appreciate it. We got 148 people watching. Please make sure to upvote if you can. There's a lot of rodents, a lot of people sending out viewers to dislike my videos. It is what it is. I'll probably have to keep dealing with it. But no worries, man. I appreciate you guys being here and riding with me. But let's talk London, guys. Toyota Mo with a $5 saying, Marco, serious question. Do you like fish and chip? I heard the Friar's Delight was one of the best in London. Also, is JJ going to London? So I do like fish and chips. I will try the Friar's Delight on your recommendation. I need to write that down. Otherwise, I'm going to forget. 1 second. What's it called? Is JJ going to London? He's not going to London. Unfortunately, he is not going to London. So that is the problem. So Friars today. Okay. So my plan was, and I don't know how much I'll be able to do, right? Because the hotel, right, is very close to kind of central London, a lot of watch shops. So that was my, kind of my first plan. I'm going to go to watch shops. But I arrived there early, right? So hopefully I'll have the time maybe to do the tour bus. And then also maybe go to the British Museum because I'm a big history guy. I love history. So I would love to do that. And then obviously do the watch shop shows and what have you. So that's it, man. That was my plan. And, listen, there's a lot to see, a lot to look at. But unfortunately, you can't do it all. So still a lot on my plate just to do the tour bus, the British Museum, go through all of that. And then obviously as well go to the watch shops, but I will definitely try to get all of that in. I know
you'll have other opportunities. Yeah, you'll have plenty of opportunities. You're what,
right.
22?
Yeah, I'll hopefully be in London. Right, I'll hopefully be in London again. But yeah, guys, London, I can't wait. I actually spoke with Nico. Today we sorted out the VIP passes. I'll be hanging around with the Pride and Pinion guys. I'm gonna meet, kind of the whole team. So it's gonna be pretty cool. And yeah, man, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm gonna get to sample and try on a lot of different watches. Hopefully, get a lot of content. Even though I know what's gonna end up happening, I'm gonna get what's it called? I'm gonna get. Oh, boy. Anyways, I'm gonna get to the point. I'm gonna get there, and I'm not gonna film anything. Right? This is the way I am. Right? I'm just gonna be so like gushing on all these watches. I'm not gonna film anything. But yeah, that's all it is. But I will try to film as much content as possible.
If that happens, that happens. If you just end up enjoying yourself, so be it.
Please do, yeah.
No,
I
but
think
I
that's what most of us are getting money for.
I definitely got to go. Yeah, the Saturday nights. Yeah, I'm not looking.
Because let's be honest, man, the coverage coming from Blog to Watch Hodinky is going to be better anyway.
I don't think. Are they going there?
I have no idea.
I don't think so. Right?
I'm just sticking.
But definitely Roman and Nico, or sorry, Eric and Timepiece Gentleman. I'm sure we'll have great videos if they're there. I don't know if Timepiece Gentleman will be there, but I know.
I don't even know. I don't think Timepiece Gentleman can go. I think.
Oh, it's true.
I don't even know if
he might send one of his crew though. I mean, yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
They had someone there, I think, from TPG. Paul Thorpe might have had him on today, or something.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe
Nicolini.
Yeah. Someone from TPG was there.
Yeah. No, just have fun. Like we're just here to support you, and he'll be back, and we'll be here. So no worries.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward because I've never been to London before, right? So it's my first time actually traveling internationally, which is kind of a disaster. Like I have so much still to prepare for. I have not packed my suitcase, nothing. Like I've gotten a lot of stuff. Like I have to get my COVID test, which is fine. And that will not be hard to get. Then I have to get as well, which is fucking expensive, by the way. Like it's $200 to get a COVID test here, and then $200 when we come back. It's like, oh my goodness. So I got to get the COVID test. I want to get probably a little bit of money.
You have to pay $200 to get the COVID test?
If you're traveling, yes.
My boss my boss just got back from Birmingham, and when he was over there, and he went with his wife and his daughter, and they spent like $1,500 on COVID tests.
Yeah.
To get over there and get back for 3 people, it was about $1,500.
Evening, gents. How are you guys? Marco, how's it going,
buddy?
How's it going, man?
What's up, Wings?
Marco, your stand-up. Just wanted to say I wanted to come and support you both in the chat and virtually, like, on screen.
You're on the stream. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. And listen, again, you're somebody, who has kind of seen all this unfolded, and it's unfortunate, right? I think I speak for all people when I say it's very unfortunate, but again, I'm just looking to move on. But yeah. It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to meeting, some of the guys. Obviously, I think Roman's going to be there, Nico, in person. I'm looking forward to meeting Paul Thorpe. But mostly the viewers. There's a lot of viewers going to the London Watch Show, right? I mean, I've been getting a lot of DMs and WhatsApp messages. So I'm definitely looking forward to all.
Sorry, you get to meet Watch Gringa, okay?
Oh, it's true. Gringa's going to be there. O'Sheen is going to be there, too.
She's only going to be there. She's only going to be there on Saturday. I guess Paul was saying today that she had a very, very close death in her family, so she can only be there Saturday and a very limited time too. Yeah, sorry to break the bad news, but
oh god,
yeah. Paul was talking about it today, and he said that something, obviously something happened. She can only be there a limited time. So
I just want to obviously extend my sincere condolences to Watch Gringa, and of course we're pulling for you, man. I'm sorry to hear that. If you are watching,
absolutely,
deeply sorry. Well,
is there drinking?
Friday, right? So go ahead, Captain.
Is there drinking allowed inside the venue? Because when you said O'Sheen, I'm thinking Redbreast, some Rothschild.
I don't think whether it's allowed or not. I suspect there will be cigars and drinking, and there will be ushers and guards walking around reminding people they shouldn't smoke and drink, and they'll just be going from one side of the venue to the other. Right? That's
cigars inside the venue, because nowadays it's like
Cigars, yes,
I'm saying that I don't anticipate the rules will matter to a lot of these people.
So the rules are there are no rules.
I'm fairly confident that's how most of these people got to where they are, right? I mean, just fair play, right? A lot of these people, especially in this business, got there because there are no rules for them. So, all right, so he gets there. Marco gets there Friday. Tim's already there. I think a couple other people are there. I know Chris, right? Horology's already there. He's been there. He was there for business at a time. So you get there Friday. You can't check in. You're going to roll around town with your pizza slice, knock off G-Shock, something, right? Watches people don't want.
Right.
And you've got your Pride and Pinion stuff going. There are a lot of vendors there. Do you have any vendor meetings lined up? Did Pride and Pinion going to surprise you with some vendor meetings?
I have no idea.
Are they going to hand you a polo shirt and you're just going to be instant on the staff?
Yeah, I guess so. I'm going to start spruiking Breitling Navatimers, Iwc Portuguese, and Rolex. Rolex Steel Sports. That'll be funny. I gotta go to the bathroom just very quickly. Do you mind just holding down the fort? I'm sorry about that.
Okay, we'll talk about you while you're gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
Ready? Jump in.
Hey, real quick, if anybody doesn't know, if you go over to the London Watch Show, the website itself, they're doing a raffle for a Rolex.
Yeah, for Rolex Daytona.
Sub, I think Daytona. Yeah,
Daytona Black Dial.
Yeah, if anybody's interested in entering for the raffle, you can go there and buy a ticket. You don't even have to go to the show.
No, you don't.
Yeah, they'll email you or call you if you win.
Yep.
So it's worth it.
And no exhibitors or celebrities or distributors or anything have to do with the show is allowed to buy a ticket. Yeah, so it's fair.
I think it equal out to about $65 US for a ticket. So if anybody wants to do it.
Yeah, it's 40 quid. And it's not going to charity. Just remember that. It's not. The only thing I don't know is how many tickets did they sell at 40 quid?
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, Cap, I slid in here like super quiet. The only thing I have to add is that salute was really aggressive when you came on.
Oh, shit.
That was. I think your meme that you sent me earlier was
That's what I was referring
to. Into this mood. I was fired up.
Yeah, Cap and I, we were trying to play a round of tennis earlier, and the people at the club got really worked up. They're like, you can't use a person as your racket. Like, that's just not okay. I'm like, I mean, come on.
I got
Are you a two-hander? Are you a two-handed backhand guy, Cap?
No, that's that. You hit a nerve, man. You hit a nerve because I always, when I started playing young, I always wanted to do two-hand, but the way I was taught was like traditional Vandermeer one-hander.
Yes. Oh, okay.
No, I always wanted to have a two-hander, and then I was forced to just go one hand, and so I've been stuck with it on the backhand side.
Okay, my bad.
You know, my whole career, if you will.
Yeah, well, I mean,
but
I got you.
So
it works.
We mentioned Cigars. I saw C2 mention Cigars as well. So for those people, there's a company called Luxury Cigar Club. I think it's luxurycigar.club is their domain, and they just had their 3-year anniversary. And for their 3-year anniversary this past weekend, they posted a bunch of, cigar deals. They have some bundles, which if they're not sold out, have some really nice cigar bundles to offer. For people,
where would you suggest newcomers? Because I'm kind of new to it, and I was wondering that myself for cigars.
I honestly, you're in Canada, right? So you have options we don't have available. I don't know if I would suggest the same thing. I personally am not a huge cigar person. I have stuck to a couple different brands because I enjoy them.
Right.
But you have Cubans available to you. And then you've got Marco heading over to London, which apparently the best Cubans outside of Cuba come from the UK because of the UK's tight import and regulations. And I think they have one company who oversees all the authentication for all Cubans in the country.
Right.
So I understand, that those are better than the quote unquote B-roll that go to Canada because the Canadian ones do get shipped to the US. You can ask Marco to bring you back a couple Monte Cristos and Upman and Cohibas and Punch. Of the Cubans I've had, I've liked Punch probably the best, but I don't know enough. That would probably be, I think if you super chat enough, Cars and Chrono can talk about that. Who's that other guy, the realtor guy, who comes on the streams every so often?
Jamie. Richard Prophet.
Richard Prophet. There we go. So he apparently has some subject matter expertise.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not the right person to ask on that. I just enjoy what the cigar clubs tell me are good cigars, and generally speaking, they're always good cigars. But when I go by, I pick up Olivia Nubbs, Connecticut. I like that. I like their Maduro as well. But so,
Cool.
oh, did anybody else get a whole bunch of different WhatsApp and Instagram messages during that whole conversation?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's I really.
Bear's been blasting on Archie's channels.
Well, that didn't last very long, did it, guys? I came on here and didn't talk about it for a reason.
Yeah, I
Can
think
just,
we.
not talk
Yeah, let's
about
move
it?
past
Sure.
it.
Who was asking about cigars?
Somebody, I don't
was
know.
Wings.
What do you
All
want
I'm
to know
gonna
about
say-
cigars?
No, for
If you're not a true cigar smoker, do not spend your money. Go buy some regular little Dominican and be
Okay.
done with it. It ain't worth the $50, $60, $100 to smoke a cigar that you'll have no clue what you're smoking. So
that's what I was wondering. So
Yeah. definitely not.
We're talking about cigars in London.
Gloria Dominicana is probably one of the best smooth one in Canada, $10-12.
yeah,
Best smooth Dominican cigar.
Really?
Everything else is hype for true cigar lovers.
Well, I tried. Sorry, go ahead.
the reason why I ask is it's actually a bit of a theme. A lot of the pilots at the flight school smoke cigars. A lot of the guys down at the watch store, they smoke cigars. So I'm slowly starting to get into it, but the price point, I don't want to spend too much. I want to enjoy it once in a while, but again, I don't want to have.
But again, you're not a seasoned smoker, so you won't know if you're enjoying it or not, right? So if you really want to get into it with 10, 12, 15 bucks, enjoy a nice Dominican. And if you see you're loving it, then graduate up.
Perfect.
It's like your first watch isn't a Rolex or a Speedy.
Right.
It's Tissot, it's Tag Heuer, it's
Also-
Omega, Seiko Prospects.
Yeah, spend
Like me.
spend some time in a cigar bar and have people walk
Yeah.
you through the toasting
go.
process and the lighting process of the cigar, right?
And do not light a cigar with a fucking, you know what, Ali, say it.
Look, I mean, people light them with butane lighters. They light them with kerosene lighters. They light them with cedar, right? I've seen, and people do toast. Some people toast them with like a Bic,
Yeah.
right? And then they
Oh,
light
really?
them with the butane, right? I mean, I've seen all sorts of methods.
Really?
But go
Just
to
don't
cigar
light it with
bars-
a Zippo, man.
Yeah, don't light it with a Zippo. Don't go to a cigar bar and have somebody walk you through the toasting and lighting process. And if they have cedar strips available, right? Great. If they have cedar matches available, just make sure you burn off. I forget what the substance is called, but make sure that the whole tip burns off before then you use it, so that doesn't kind of infuse it. Start with a Connecticut shade wrapper, right? Mild. Always start mild. Use a traditional cutter. Like, don't even try if people have the
Pokers.
V cut.
yeah, the pokers or the V cuts, right? Don't even try those up front, right? Use a traditional cutter.
Right.
Make sure the way they're wrapped. There's a little dome, like you can actually see where you're supposed to cut, right?
Right.
Yeah, spend time with somebody, and I guarantee you, cigar bars are like whiskey bars. There will be an old pro there willing to teach you. Like, they are really welcoming folks. And do it that way if you want, right? Save yourself a lot of trouble.
Yeah, and also London's a great place. I know there's a lot of great like Davidoff of London is world renowned. The Sahakians own that. It's fantastic. I'm looking forward to it. I want to hopefully try. Like, there's so much shit I wish I can do. You know what I mean? Like, I'd love to have a cigar indoors, but again, I don't know with COVID and what have you how it's even working. Right? I don't think I would even be able to smoke something indoors there. So,
I
unfortunately,
imagine.
close
I would
but no
imagine.
cigar.
Super
Yeah,
chat.
I would imagine. Yeah, you have a super chat.
I'll get to it. Go ahead, Kirk.
I was just gonna say that it's probably gonna be a situation where you got guys like, I'm not gonna. You put somebody who's kind of the Roman type of person who is smoking a cigar at the venue indoors, where like the London Watch Show basically says, we promise we won't do this, and the hotel's like, yeah, you're using our venue, we won't do this, but like there's all this layer of obfuscation, so people are just gonna, I would just follow the rules.
Because O'Shea's a big cigar smoker, so
Well, what's crazy, they're almost. I'm pretty sure Saturday is entirely sold out. It's just Sunday now that they're looking to sell out. I mean, it's gonna be like 3,000 plus people, right? Which is crazy.
Good grief.
Yeah, so I don't want to get the CB with the $10 any bathroom break sponsored by CBA. I appreciate that, man.
Marco, I'm just happy that you're going to get to meet all these people that you've had on your streams over the last couple of months. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome, especially the view. Like more, listen, don't get me wrong, right? I enjoy being able to meet Nico and Roman, and Paul Thorpe, and all these guys, right? But
Oshin.
I mean, to meet the viewers, right? Because the viewers are who ultimately made all this possible, right? So yeah, it's gonna be.
I
awesome.
want to. Can I address Cars and Chrono? Actually, can I address two things? First of all, I think officially because of CB Super Chat, you have to take his avatar, and that now has to be like a logo in your bathroom. Like your relief is now sponsored by that avatar. Cars and Chrono, right? I know so I'm not a big watch guy. I'm not a big cigar guy, right? I reserve the moniker big for people that actually know what they're doing. I like dabbling in all of these things, but I would refer to you as a big watch guy. I don't know if I would even refer to you as a big cigar guy. We've kind of had some of those conversations, but I want to be really clear. Like, being able to smoke a cigar properly does not make me a big cigar guy. Or making humidors does not make me a big cigar guy. I claim no expertise in any of this.
I just have to say, cigar smoking sounds really complicated.
It
You
is.
explain, don't do this.
It's
I'm like,
awesome,
holy
to be fair.
shit.
Well, so the thing is, right, Bartley, like even drinking different type of liquors,
Yeah, of course.
right, like the Glencairn glass for whiskeys and scotches, like, and there's different glasses for wine and nosing. So some of those things are really, really important to some people,
of course.
right? Actually, but dude, I see people do whiskey tastings, and they're like, I get grass, Kentucky bluegrass, and stuff like this. I'm like, nope, I get none of that. Like, I get
Kentucky bluegrass.
like,
I heard
get
cinnamon, spices.
exactly.
Right?
Like,
I get a little
with fragrances, you smell like bergamot, right? I can smell the sage and stuff like that. But it's crazy what some people can do.
right.
Wine is the same way.
Yeah.
Wine is 100% the same way, and there's more of it. Like, just if you go to California and like somebody will give you a wine tasting, you're like, what do you taste? And I'm always really quiet, and my wife always says something, and they're like, we've never heard that before, and she's like, I'll shut up.
Yeah, it's like
But it's
so,
really complex. It's difficult.
Yeah. Now, to me, like, I enjoy cigars because, for the most part, tobacco, like decent tobacco, has a very specific smell and mouthfeel, right? The density of the smoke and stuff like that. But these people that can tell the difference between, oil or soil, right? A big thing with the Cubans is that Cuban soil is unique and stuff like that. I honestly can't.
I'm not.
Yeah, I think it just comes with experience, because people will harp by that, but I think it just comes with like smoking a lot. You know what I mean? Because I'm with you.
I'm
a
44
new
years old, man. I've gotten as many hours behind a Savinelli pipe, behind cigars or over drinks. I think that some people have the
Maybe they just
feel,
have the taste buds.
right? Yeah, they have the feel for it or not. Like fragrances and me get along really, really well, right? But for whatever reason, I just don't have the palate for a lot of these things. One of the reasons I prefer cognac over whiskeys is because I can actually differentiate between the spice content and the woods and the Rencio and stuff like that in cognac. I enjoy that, but oddly enough, I just can't over wine. Rye whiskey specifically, like rye whiskey, I can. I really enjoy rye whiskeys, but it's just everybody has
like Canadian club and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Or like American rye.
By the way, I do
American
want to move on from this topic, but I just want to give a shout out also to Stefano. He said, Watches 24 saying, Stefano, I'm proud of how you handle yourself on Archie stream tonight. Get some rest, man. Health first. 100% agreed.
Thanks,
and
Watches.
listen, again, it just goes to show the kind of character this guy has to attack somebody and say, I'm going to go and find you and threaten you, when he just had quadruple bypass surgery. This guy's like psycho, like a straight up, like this guy's a psychopath. But anyway.
I would say the one thing, that was the last I'm going to say on alcohol or wine or whatever. If you ever want to see a movie, it's like a documentary about these crazy people who, like these master somms, like sommeliers. The movie Somm the documentary Psalm is incredible. It's about these.
What the hell is going on? in
Someone's got a
Barnsley's joint?
soundboard. Is that
No, that's
Godzilla
not a
in the background?
soundboard. That's like,
My neighbor has a
JJ has left the
Ferrari.
room.
I'm sorry.
oh, it's your
Nice.
neighbor. Okay.
Yeah.
Bardsley was like looking around in his room, like, it's like, what was going on?
Sorry.
The mothership came to get me.
Kurt, we cut you off. Go ahead. Sorry.
That's okay. It's just if you ever like, it's a really interesting documentary about. I think it's like these 5 guys that are taking the Master Sommelier exam, and part of it is
Oh
a
yeah, it's
tasting.
amazing.
Yeah, where they taste the wine, and they have to say where it's from, well, what varietal, where it's from, what year, what company. It's crazy, like what they have to do, and they never find out the answers. Like they're just told if they pass or not, and it's really good. So I definitely recommend checking that out. Psalm is a really
Tell
good.
them the
it's
name.
really good.
There's a
Psalm, SOMM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is awesome, guys. It's like a movie-esque documentary. Yeah.
There's a guy. He passed away some years ago now. His name's actually Michael Jackson. He had this big
Not the
beard.
booty boy. Okay,
Yeah,
I got
big
you.
beard, like,
Yeah.
and he was a whiskey and beer connoisseur. And there's a documentary about him. He wrote some really good books on beer, right? And there's a documentary on him as well that if you can find it, I don't know if it's available for like rent through iTunes or YouTube or whatever, but it was an excellent documentary. And him going over, he's in it's part of the documentary. He's going over the making the processes they use for yeast and beer and barrels and aging and like the finishing and the burning of the barrels. It's fascinating. But yeah, Michael Jackson is his name, just not the singer. Cars and Chronos, smoking stogies for 30 years since he was like 2.
Just very quick, I just want to get these 2 super chats. We got CB with the $10 saying, Marco, you need to organize a watch convention in Vegas for your supporters so they have a chance to meet each other in person. That would be. Can you imagine we meet somewhere like in a location in the US? I think we can get this done, to be fair. Like, so we wanted to do something in Niagara, right? Because we got a lot of people like in and around like New York, Toronto, that kind of thing. So Niagara is kind of the perfect meet point. And unfortunately, it never like kind of came together, or we just never really talked about it, to be fair. Not that it never came together. We just stopped talking about it.
We'll do it when you return.
Right, we all got lazy, but yeah.
Because
like,
Paul Thorpe wants to do a show in Vegas. He reached
would
out to me and Roman. So
shit. Okay, that would be cool. Listen, hey, stay tuned. Vegas, baby. But CB, thank you very much. That would be great. That would be awesome.
I thought
MGT,
someone in the community was going to go over the falls in a barrel, though. If we actually organized that trip, that would have been neat to watch.
Or at least
I think,
put a sub over.
The fact that
Sub, just put the
Yeah, put a sub over.
no,
See
he
what
was
happens?
going to be wearing a sub, Kurt. The thing is,
Yeah,
Marco
if you
doesn't know it was going to be him going over.
Hey,
Oh,
if you guys do,
we didn't tell him.
if you guys do a Vegas meetup, I'll go.
Send like 4 barrels over, like one with a Trinity piece, a Rolex, a G-Shock, and just see which one's
how
run
they
at the
come
end.
out. I'm sure the G-Shock would be fine.
Yeah, the G-Shock probably worked better afterwards.
It would survive it all. Nuclear holocaust.
The G-Shock would come up wearing the barrel.
Yeah.
I just did a video on that, trying to destroy the Cassie Oak.
I think when Nico
Super
did
chat.
it, yeah, I think when Nico did it, he had to like put it in a microwave. To
yeah, in the microwave, in a thing called fire.
Oh, nice.
by the way, let's do a
Cool.
quick. What are we all wearing, guys? I got the No Date sub on the wrist.
I took
Nice.
a,
Root beer.
I'm
I
not
took a
gonna lie, I'm not
speedy
gonna
off.
show
I
you
got the
yet.
Explorer one on.
Speedy
Oh, it's
Tuesday.
yeah.
Do it.
So,
I'm contractually obligated to.
so Kurt, you want to announce what's
Got
going
the
to happen? It's tomorrow, right?
Yeah, tomorrow
What
I'm
time?
unboxing. I think it's like 8:50 Central. So it's because it's Perth stream. It'll be on Perth stream, and I'm unboxing.
That's in the
basically my
morning.
Grail.
Perth, let us know. Let's
In the
know.
evening.
8:50 p.m.
It's-
Central.
8:50
So
p.m.
about
So
10
this is
p.m.
Central.
our
This
time.
is not the IWC. This is something else.
No, this was
Ah.
I was on a wait list for this, so
Okay.
it's
Wait,
and
are we
I'm
talking about
actually
the IWC? Ash?
So what time is it
Pre-grass,
Eastern Standard then?
pre-grass. That's awesome.
I think it's 9:50. I don't know.
Yeah,
Perth was
about
on
10
here.
p.m. He'll let us know
10
in the
p.m.
WhatsApp group. He'll let us know in the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, it's-
super chat, Michael.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
just very
awesome.
quickly. MJT, he was the biggest contributor to the birthday stream. You can go back and watch. He's the one who got the Bruce Wayne for me, or the Batgirl, whatever you like to call it. I like Bruce Wayne. I think it's more fitting, but I kind of care less. You call it the Batgirl. With a $31 saying, great to see Watch Cardinal up and running. Absolute champion. Unfortunately, cannot stay. We'll catch this one later. CB is the man. Good day, mate. Thank you so much, MGT. Thank you for being here. And, of course, thank you for your support.
You guys heard Lolix got a Batgirl, right?
He did?
He got yeah. I
It
told
was
him.
actually a woman.
He spoke to
dressed as
them.
Batgirl.
And
Okay.
yeah, sorry, he got a Bruce Wayne, and they're refinishing his for free. They sent it
So
out
he did
to
get a
Lolix.
fucking Batgirl.
Yeah, he did.
Fuck, that's good. Good
And
for
they
him.
took back the Jubilee bracelet as credit towards his purchase.
Okay, that's great. MGT saying, good day, Jen. Good to see you all. Feel like I was very, very late to the party. Missed a lot the last few weeks. No,
You didn't. No, you didn't.
You didn't miss. It's the same old,
Yeah.
same old, man. It's the same old, same old.
It's just like no watch news, and it just gets ugly.
Right. Exactly. Let me just.
Hey, my friend's Mike's in the chat.
SLC says, I'm in for Vegas. Toyota Mo, I'm down for Vegas. I'm hitting Vegas end of October. I don't think we'll be able to plan something end of October here.
Yeah,
Well, there is
people
a
in
show
this-
going on in Vegas anyway in October.
Yeah, people in this
Yeah.
area can kind of converge if they can.
Right.
I'm in for Vegas for sure.
I would love to do, if we can do that quick trip, can you imagine we go to London and then I have to still go to Toronto, right? Because I'm probably swinging on the trip.
The Vegas Watch Show, the IWJC, is in October 18th and 19th this year.
Oh, IWJG. Okay.
Are
Yeah,
you kidding?
at the Mirage.
Fuck.
Look what he's saying, CB.
I like Watches 24's comment. Damn, why can't I get the dealer to strap my watch so I can get a Batman?
See,
So
That's going to be the new strategy, man. I'm shocked actually that
Well,
worked.
I mean, no.
I was
mean,
doubting it. I was doubting it.
You know, he's
No.
Lolex
David-
was the one that gave us
David
the,
Lee is a very high-known guy. He will not
Yeah.
let his name get thrown down for a fucking watch. For him, it's like giving away a Timex.
right.
Sure.
He just took it out of
Yeah,
the sink
no,
where he probably
I
has
just didn't
100
think that-
pieces.
I thought they would just polish it. I thought that would
No.
be a fair.
This Cap.
I'm
I'm not
No,
I'm not
no.
I'm not dogging on Lolex, but like this, brought to you by the same guy that gave us that Yelp review strategy. You remember that?
No, I know.
Oh, yes.
He said somebody came into
Yeah.
the store and was like, "Hey, I've got a negative review written up. If you don't sell me my
Yeah,
steel
yeah,
sports
yeah.
that I
Okay.
want,
All right, yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah,
hit
yeah.
send or post."
Yeah,
Right,
that's
right,
when they
right.
would have beat his ass in. But
You know what?
was like-
you know what's funny?
No,
When I-
it wasn't him though. He didn't say. He just said he
You're a
heard.
two-bit pirate
Yeah.
and green mailer
Yeah,
gecko.
when I actually
Email.
I'm not
guessed
taking a
that
dump
it
on
was-
Lolex.
when I guessed it was that store, I was like, oh boy! But I'm very glad it worked out for him.
Yeah.
So
there was no way David Lee would have let that go
Exactly.
up untaken care of.
Yeah. CB, thank you very much for the $10 saying, Marco, if you do it at the Bunny Ranch, Archie.
The Chicken Ranch, yeah, in Reno.
Boy.
Even Archie would come down.
Perth Luxury saying it's 9:50 p.m. in Boston. Just do it for 10 p.m. Why don't you just do 10 p.m.? Because 9:50. What is these odd numbers? 10
Because
p.m.
Perth is weird like
You
that.
act like GMT can do that, Mr.
Right.
GMT, if you ever, because
Perth
he's in
will
that
tell us in-
oddball time zone,
Oh, yeah,
Darwin
yeah.
is.
Mr. GMT.
Yep.
On the 30-minute,
Right.
his GMT doesn't work
We did
where he lives.
some of us were on it. Perth did a stream this morning where he ranked watch brands, and
Oh, geez.
for like,
Oh my
for like,
God.
well, it was funny. No, it's all in good fun, but
That's right.
for all the brands he wasn't quite sure what he wanted to do with, he just put them in like good for GMT to collect, good for Mr. GMT to collect.
Oh, that's good.
I love Perth.
I want to make one where it's just 38 Mings. It's just Ming, 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 and then tier
my
list it.
God.
No, just as Sasquatch said, yeah, that whole tier list was an absolute prostate exam, and it was painful.
But-
When I
so
when I
here's
when
the
I
thing.
saw that, I'm like, oh
Oh
boy.
yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
But the problem is, right, is we have such different, like, for me, right, I like the Cellini moon phase. I think it's a great watch. Most people on here think it's fucking ridiculous. Like,
I've got no
Rolex
problems
and
with it.
Cellini. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's awesome. But yeah. This,
Well, when Tim landed in London, he found the Cellini moon phase at the duty free. It was there or was he in Amsterdam? Amsterdam, I think. He was showing that that's the only watch they had there, and then he went to the Omega and showed all the watches. But Rolex only had that one decent piece, supposedly. Portuguese, what?
Speaking of GMT, look who's in the background. We got Style Collector with a $5 saying IWC Portuguese or Omega Speedmaster. Your thoughts? So there's a couple things that I think are important to mention. Are you going to buy it pre-owned or are you going to buy it new? Right? Because if you're buying new, like to me, I would say, man, you could pick either, right? Because they'll both be kind of good for your AD relationship, right? If you want to get something else. So. But I think the Portuguese would definitely go a longer way. Now, what's the more iconic watch? No question about it. It's the Speedmaster. If we're talking the IWC Portuguese Chronograph, I like the white out. Let me pull this up. So IWC Portuguese.
How's it
you see how quickly Mr. GMT hears about 38 Mings and he shows up? It's like a bat signal. Ming, 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 ming.
So I think this one right here is
with the blue,
gorgeous. I think this is like seriously,
this is gorgeous.
Beautiful. And I believe it's a column wheel chronograph, right? So you're getting a column wheel chronograph versus a cams chronograph. So the what's it called? The actuation. So the newer ones, right? Again, if this comes back to the, are you getting it from a AD or are you getting it from pre-owned? If you're getting from an AD, not only will this be a great addition to the collection, I think it's a superior mechanically movement to the Speedmaster. So I would go for this.
Yeah, I think a lot of times I think IWC, because of the word I would use for it is the antics they pull at the low end with like a bunch of off the shelf movements, kind of shade like how good of a brand it is and how well put together it is. Like it's probably better built than it's probably a better watch than the Speedmaster. But I mean,
but is it more versatile? Go back to that
it's not,
photo
not
with that guy in the leather jacket. Like, would you ever rock this outfit with that watch on?
Isn't that Bobby Google?
I don't know that I would. That's just me. This is just me.
I don't know that he's wearing a motorcycle jacket. That's not a watch he would wear.
No, exactly. So my point to style collectors
have a Speedy.
Yeah, Speedy. You could put it on a rubber. It's a strap monster. It's great.
For sure.
You can dress it up, dress it down.
I guess it kind of depends. Like if we're talking technical proficiency.
Yeah, no, and if we're talking technical proficiency, I can.
Can we do a poll of our panel?
No,
that's a gorgeous.
We're doing a poll. Yeah, sure.
But if he's looking for a decent dress watch, the Portuguese are all the way.
One or the other.
Yeah. So I'm with the Portuguese. Ollie.
Yeah.
Speedmaster.
So am I.
Okay. Steph, you're with the Portuguese.
With you, yeah.
And Cap.
Speedmaster.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kurt.
I'll go Portuguese.
Okay.
Portugueser.
That hurt.
Why they just got the Speedy? So
Speedmaster.
But listen, this is not. I think either.
There's no wrong answer here.
Either's agree. Yeah.
I just want to get just to get a feel for
But I would definitely tell you for the IWC, don't buy it from an AD. Go buy it through Gray Market. You'll get a better price.
So that's what it also comes down to, right? If you're buying at an AD, I'd take Speedmaster all day, every day, right? Because you will get a lot more retained value. And it still can be put towards, another watch, versus Portuguese are going to sink like 30-35% immediately. You know what I mean? Sorry, quicker draw. What would you take?
I think you already know.
Speedmaster.
Yeah.
I think Wings I already know as well.
Yeah,
he's
got
it on his wrist.
Me and Quicker were kind of cool with it, just going on.
Listen, I love the Moon Watch, right? I think there's no question. I think it's the most iconic chronograph ever made, right? There's over the Daytona, over the El Primero, over the Navitimer. I think those are the four probably most iconic chronographs ever, and I think Speedmaster beats them all out, right? If you're buying, listen, Speedy new or at the AD, at this point they're pretty much, they're the same, right, or close to, right? Unless you want to buy the 1861 model, which you can only buy pre-owned. But the Portuguese, I think, IWC is a brand that a lot of people overlook, and you can get for a great discount on the secondary market. And technically, it's an amazing watch. So, yeah, and great design. Portuguese is a very historic model, amazing history. It's a flagship model of IWC. I mean, you're getting a lot of history, tremendous design, and a great movement overall. So, personally, I mean, we went around the panel. I think you heard kind of our suggestions. It kind of just comes down to what you have in your collection already and which one you. One thing that I always do is I flip a coin, and if I'm ever disappointed by the answer, then I kind of know, you know what I mean, the answer, right? So if I'm disappointed, then I want the other one.
Yeah.
Like flipping.
And sometimes it's good to go against the grain and outside the box, right? Because sometimes I look at my collection, I'm like, are these all safe? You know, don't you want to experiment and kind of show your own personality? And so maybe that's where the IWC Portuguese would come in, even though it's well known by everyone here. It might not be as known, right, to the broader community.
Right. Let me look this up, SLC, because I'm not 100% sure if it is a new move. I don't think it is, but I think it is. They just completed with an open case back, but I will double check that.
The 80-20 rule, Cars and Chrono.
3716.
Pareto.
Very important.
Yeah,
very important.
Yeah,
Pareto. Anyway,
Pareto.
Every interview I hear with the CEO of IWC, I really like the guy. He's like in his early 40s. He's an architecture background, but he's the guy pushing all the in-house stuff. Like he's the reason I think that the whatever replaces the Mark 18 will probably be in-house. Because everything they're doing now is in-house.
Yeah, this is an in-house movement. Previously was Valjoux-based movement, but this is in-house. Yeah,
you can tell pretty easy on IWC. The Valjoux have the dates have the seconds at 9, and the in-house are at 6.
By the way, here's a great question. Style, let us know. You don't have to super chat. Please let us know in the comments. What else, if any, does the Style guy have? Yeah, please let us know. We could probably give you a much better answer because obviously what you have in your collection, plays into our recommendations, in my opinion. We got JJ Lakou joining us back, man.
Hello, fellas.
What's up, JJ?
What's going on, man?
Had a few bottles of wine. I'm feeling fine.
So I showed this the other day to Kurt, right? The 7-day 75th anniversary.
Stop with that. I'm like out of money right now.
So I think it's one of the most fucking beautiful watches ever made. But IWC really kind of fucked it because it's just too big. It's 43 mil for like a pseudo dress watch. I think, look at this. You get a railroad Minitrack.
Yeah, I think the logo is too big.
Yeah, but it's the vintage logo, International Watch Company.
I like that.
Schaffhausen.
And then you get the discreet day window at 6 o'clock. Super discreet. So low key. And this is a manual winding 8-day power reserve. Look at this. Beautifully finished. Fuck.
I remember you mentioning this, Marco. Yeah, this one is really nice. The use of the display back is really something.
So this watch, right, is like trading under 10 Canadian, which when you think about it, right, you get an in-house manual wind 8-day power reserve, a Portuguese, right, because it is a Portuguese anniversary, so limited edition, even though it was like, I don't know how many pieces, to be fair. But I mean, we're talking under 10,000 Canadian, which is what, 7,500, 7,000 US. So you want to talk about value for money. If you got bigger risks, this guys, this is a buy, right? I think this is one of the most beautiful watches ever made, and if I had the risk to pull it off, I would do it.
Do you have any other shots of it besides the front back? You got some profile shots?
Yeah. Here, hold on 1 second. Here, so this, who's got this music?
Somebody playing Frank Sinatra?
Kurt.
It's not me.
Hey man, Cars requested the jazz.
Yeah, this is.
Okay, guys. Hold on a minute. Let me see if I can find.
It's only when Cars is on the stream that jazz is permitted on the.
Let me pull up a.
Nah, he said somebody crank it up.
No.
Oh, now he's delegating his authority.
Man requested. He's good at delegating. Remember, that's one of his first lines back in the day.
I wish they would go back to that. I wish they would go back to that logo for more things. They don't have to do it everywhere. Like the pilots, it wouldn't make any sense. But man, like, it's so beautiful the way that's written.
Is this still is this discontinued or?
Yeah, it's not in production.
I don't like the fonts.
Fonts?
Yeah.
Like it reminds me of like a proper tuxedo, type piece, right?
No, the 9 looks like way off.
Gotcha.
Wait, hold on.
I'm just looking
those
at
fonts.
International
Those look
Watch
like code 1159 font. What are
Can't
they?
get past the logo.
Okay, here we
Yeah,
go.
the old school.
I like the logo.
I am
I
Tim
like
from
logo.
Watchbox, and thanks for
Poor Tim with the tremor.
Trying to
You
get
can
the
tell it's
profile
him.
shot.
Hey, I'm gonna guess Tim's gonna like it in this video. What do you think?
Yeah. He's also recommending it for wrist sizes as low as
Small as
12
millimeters.
millimeters.
That's right.
I reckon-
12
Like I know what that is. Like I know
2.5
that
inches.
off the top of my head.
I recommend this for wrists the size of a pencil to the size of paper towels.
He covers everybody, man. He's inclusive.
It fits chicken wrists and wrists that are
Thick as ham hocks.
That's right. The size of a trash can.
I've worn this on my ring finger. I also wear it on my ankles.
Yeah,
Put
so
it
the
around
thing
my
is-
neck.
you can take the strap off and put it around your neck.
Just
Marco, is the dial hand painted?
Dude, that back.
I don't know. I don't. To be fair, I don't know much about it. But I
Yeah.
just think it's fucking gorgeous.
They
Yeah.
are the
The-
of the highest
the-
grade. Note that this orange
Oh yeah,
is
Santoni strap also.
Santoni.
The whole thing looks
sounds
Yeah,
Italian.
plays awesome guitar.
really
Yeah.
classy,
Oh, no, it's
except the
Yeah, it
fonts
is.
for 12 and 9.
as well as quite a bit of reference to
Yeah, those are a bit whack. Yep, those could be better.
Yeah,
I'm
the,
with-
the 12
I mean,
9 doesn't look like it matches the rest of the watch.
I can understand if
I-
this is like a heritage model where it's an homage, but if it's just something that they were trying,
Okay, so just very quickly, let's get some value for money on the super chat. Style
do
collector says Rolex Air King,
All right.
Submariner, Datejust 41, Omega Aquaterra. Huh.
Right.
I would.
Still Speedmaster.
I've seen his
Yeah, I think
collection
I'm-
on another channel before. I just can't remember where.
Oh shit. Okay, I don't know that. I'm sorry. I didn't recall his collection. I got to be honest with you, right?
Yeah.
But
I've seen it.
Aquatara.
shit, I think I'd go for the Speedmaster in this case. It just makes more sense in his collection. I think it's Speedy.
Terry
Yeah.
Reid?
Speedy.
Yeah.
yep.
I
Listen, they're
agree.
both great watches. You can go either or, but I think Speedy just fits a little bit better.
Yeah, probably. He doesn't
Do you
have
think
it.
the Datejust 41 and the Aquaterra kind of?
That's kind of the thing that would be the wild card there. I could see moving the Aquaterra and then buying the IWC.
Nah, Speedy, man.
Actually, that would be a great idea. You could have two chronographs. Why not? Chronographs are great.
Speedy. And I own a Speedy and an IWC.
No,
Also
you get
the
both.
rest
Still
of
say
Oh, then you'd have both. Yeah, because you could move the Rolex.
Speedy.
I also, I mean,
Or
moving
the
the Aquaterra
Aquaterra.
depends on which Aquaterra it is.
Yeah,
At least in my head, definitely.
they could be kind of tough to move. They could be kind of tough to move. Because they could be tough to move because the way Omega does prices, where they put the Aquaterra above the Diver 300M is a little weird. Like it seems like they should almost be flipped, but so they could be a little hard to move. They tend to sell a little bit below
Oh, speaking of
as a percentage of the value, so you may not get as much out.
Seamasters. Hey, Ali, did you get that? You said you're still on that track to get that Seamaster?
I pulled the trigger on the 6th watch. What it is, I
Just
will,
don't know. Okay. Got it.
Yeah, what it is, I'll unveil
Roger,
on one of the upcoming
Roger.
streams.
Roger that.
Have you sold the rights to your unveiling to anyone?
It's a lottery system,
Right.
or he's gonna.
Yeah,
flip a coin.
I said it's the sexy Sasquatch 6, right? So,
Oh wow, okay. Very
Yeah.
alliterative.
When I got to the the waitlist process, I think things were starting to get kind of ugly in the community between everybody. I'm like, I'm not gonna pick sides, so I decided to support Perth with that one.
Oh man, it's a circle. There are no sides.
Perth is almost at 1,000 subs. I can't
Yeah,
wait for him to get
We're trying to
That
pump
is-
him. Yeah, let's pump him.
And Bardsley's right behind them.
Right. We got Perth, Bardsley, then we got Wings and Watches, and we got
Yeah.
a couple others.
How many you got,
Stefano
Wing?
as well.
I mean, Alex does. He's got a point. They got better finishing.
I think 33.
Oh man, when you guys get monetized, could we start asking for 10% or?
You
I want-
Close to
I want the
500.
full-
Wings,
right?
man.
I
You know
heard
what
that's
you
how
need?
it works, man. I
You
heard
need
that's how it works. I'm just
You need
asking.
you need spicy vids. You need to start doing bear rolls and Cessnas.
Hey, if you do it with me, you got a deal. You got a deal.
Yeah.
Look, you could
And only
still
if the super
pivot.
chats can go to charity just to piss people off.
Immelmans. No.
You could,
No.
look,
Sure.
you could still pivot to hot wings.
Yeah, right.
Hot wings and
Forgot about
watches.
Hey, I'm a foodie. I'm
You know
not
what I'm talking
opposed to that.
You go
I'm gonna
through
have-
like, you don't do 10 because that's already taken. You do 12 because there's 12 hours on a watch. You do 12 wings, and each wing gets progressively hotter. And each time you ask a spicy question.
I
Dude,
think I would have a stroke if I saw somebody there like eating greasy sauce laden wings and be like, hold on, like adjusting their watch and shit.
Right? Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
no.
yeah.
Hey, wings. What if you decide like you don't want watches anymore? You could be wings and wings. Then you can eat wings while you fly. You could go. So you have so many options here. You have so many
I'm
options.
serious. Yeah, you go www.
right.
www. Get the URL now. Somebody get it now.
You guys aren't wrong, but there's a lot to really take in when you're flying a plane, and actual wings. You don't want to have an intake of too much wings, whether it's at your own hand or something through the canopy. So no. Just no.
Fair.
Well, look, once you get to if you were like a 747, you totally could, right? Or like a big old plane. There's not that, but it's not that involved.
Geese are a problem.
Geese are a problem.
I literally thought that when I first met you that it was wings like chicken wings. I really did.
I love that so much. I don't know why I love that so much.
Speaking of geese being
I
a
was like,
problem,
oh, he likes chicken wings.
years ago when I was in DoD space still, I saw this fantastic poster, and it was at one of the major jet engine manufacturers, Pratt & Whitney, and somebody had made these posters with Canadian geese in bomber jackets with goggles, right? Because you don't ingest the Canadian geese. Like when they do the bird test and they shoot the frozen Cornish hens into the engine, right? But not a Canadian geese.
Guys, we got 10 more upvotes to 100. It would be awesome to hit 100 and get your guys' support. That would be awesome. Thank you very much. I just want to pull this up. Sorry, jeez, I just took it away. Alex brought up a good point saying can't go wrong with either choice, but he has many sports watches. It could be nice to add a watch, a leather strap, and dressy. So I would tend to agree, but I would also agree with pretty much everyone else saying maybe that Aquaterra is a bit redundant and trade that for an IWC.
Yeah.
I think that might be the way to go. But he does have a Datejust, right? Datejust is dressy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
So
you could dress up. You could dress up a Speedy pretty well, to be honest. I mean, you get a
you
get
can
a
dress
leather
up an
strap.
Aquaterra, an Air King. There's no real.
It also,
formal-
I mean, it also really it depends on the Aquaterra. Like, have you guys looked at the Aquaterra line? They have a ridiculously wide range of styles within just the Aquaterra line. So it does depend on the Aquaterra.
Hey, you guys want to hear a funny comment I heard today? My friend goes, "Oh man, you're gonna make fun of me. I'm getting a new watch, but you're probably gonna make fun of me." I was like, "Why? What are you getting?" He goes, "Oh, I'm getting an Air King." I was like, "What do you mean? That's a great watch. I make fun of your Hublot because it sucks." I'm like, "The Air King is actually a good watch." But it was pretty funny. He thought I was gonna make fun of his Air King, but he has a Hublot.
Stefano, bedtime, buddy.
Rolex I'd probably want.
Soon.
Nappy
Get some sleep, dude.
Play some
want you-
smooth
I don't want you
jazz. We'll
falling-
knock them out. We'll knock them out, man.
What are you doing over there?
Full
Wiz?
jazz.
Got some meds going?
Yeah.
I drank a few meds before. They were liquid meds, you know?
That's the best.
Yeah.
By the way, I just want to pull this up from the Lux
Yeah.
Report saying, I think it's time to remove my video and post about you. So I just want to pull up what I said. I said, it's up to you, mate. Appreciate you being here, but don't appreciate you recording the after show the other day and especially sharing that with Archie so that he could play it. That was, again, coming back to this thing, right, where it's a private conversation. Like, nobody's expecting to be recorded. And I think it was a little, little nefarious on your part, I'm going to be honest, especially since we welcomed you. I thought we were very cordial with you. But again, wish you well and lots of success regardless, and that's it, man. No matter whatever you decide to do.
Interesting.
Oh, here we go. CV with the $10 saying, Marcos, Archie pronounces the buffoon or work or shaken. And that I go to bed, I work for a living.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, so.
Oh, fuck.
Shoot. Oh, which one?
Debatoon.
I think I would have to go to the
Debatoon.
Yeah, de Bethune.
I'm going to go with the Urwork every time.
Urwork is pretty funky too.
The Nighthawk. I love it.
Yeah, for me.
That's a good question. Listen, I think Chaikin. I know CB has a Chaikin. Like I would put third, to be honest with you.
Chaikin, though, man, they're hard to get.
I think Urwork and de Bethune are probably 1 and 2. But the thing is, right, is I tremendously respect Denis Flageolet, who's the watchmaker, kind of head honcho behind de Bethune. One of the very best independent watchmakers, one of the probably most overlooked watch brands overall. So I'm glad they're getting back into the limelight, and I'm glad that Watchbox, obviously, this was something I don't think we discussed, right?
Oh yeah,
Watchbox
sucked them up.
Right. Not only do they own a stake, but they also kind of manipulate the market, right? They kind of suck up all the stock, so they get it from both ends, right? They make the retail and they make the great market profit.
They attacked the Bethune and FP Jordan, and they've just been sucking them up.
Yeah. What I found most interesting, as I believe what I read, was that it's a majority stake, a controlling interest, because unlike what is it, who is it, Chanel, that owns a piece of FP Journe.
Yeah, so Chanel owns FP.
Right, like some smaller percentage, but yeah.
There's also another independent where they talk about, or what is it? It's Romain Gauthier. So Romain Gauthier does all the Chanel high horology. So they own, I think, a stake in Romain as well. No, I know they own a stake in Romain as well. Yeah, which is, listen, it's so that you have capital, right? Because it's, listen, making watches as an independent brand is very expensive, very difficult. And then secondly, it ensures to a certain extent the long-term viability of the brand, right? If you get somebody like Chanel, right, who's been around, I want to say like almost a century now at this point, right? I think they're looking out for their own interests. They just wouldn't blindly invest in a company that they don't think has real long-term potential. And let's be honest, the goal of any watchmaker, right, is to outlive their brand, right? They want to see their brand continue and thrive beyond them, like Patek Philippe, right? It started with the Patek side and the Philippe side, like Vacheron and Constantin side. Then obviously there's Breguet, and I mean the list goes on, right? So
Audemars Piguet.
Audemars Piguet, yeah. There was Audemars and there was Piguet, right? Two sides of them. So yeah. Listen, it's pretty interesting. Listen, I'm a big fan of the independent side of things, but sometimes it's always fun to talk IWC, Rolex, and what have you. Yeah, it's been an interesting conversation, guys. I'm going to wrap this up in 8 minutes, guys. 8 minutes. Going to get the 2-hour mark. I really had a lot of fun. I'm glad I got to clear the air, and I'm glad to have you guys with me. And again, I just want to reiterate, I appreciate the support that you guys have shown me tonight. And, it's very humbling and very, very much appreciated. So thank you very much. Yeah. Any other questions? Anybody have any questions, comments, anything like that?
What are you looking really forward to? Obviously, I know meeting Nico and all those guys, but are there any watch brands that you're excited to go see and actually be able to try on?
Ooh, that's a good question. Yeah, it's going to be, listen, there's a lot of eye candy. I haven't even thought about that, to be fair. That's a great
stumped the Cardinal? Come on.
Shit. Listen, I'm not one for the, Aquanauts and Nautilus and Royal Oak, but maybe trying because to refresh the memory, I tried on a 5712 a couple of years ago, 2017, back when it wasn't really that hype. So it'd be nice to kind of refresh my memory. I remember I did not like the bracelet at all. It felt like I was going to break the clasp, trying to open it, trying to take it off the wrist. So yeah, that was a problem. But man, I don't know. You actually stumped me. I hope Watchbox is there. There's going to be a lot of independents there, so I could play with some of those. That would be fun. But I don't think they're going.
Lots of pictures.
You should, Marco, you should try to live stream when you're trying all that stuff on.
I'll take videos. I'll take wrist rolls and what have you. Yeah, I will try to get as much footage as possible. I'll make I'll get the video editor that I had
and
for the
thread it all
video.
together. Yeah.
Yeah, because he'll do it really well. I'm terrible at it, guys. I've been trying to do this Bruce Wayne video myself. It's not happening.
It's
This is
very hard. Yeah.
It's I'm terrible at it. That's what it is, right? I just
Making
need,
content is hard.
Yeah.
right. That it's like stitching together those professional edits. Like I'm envious of his skills. Like the way he put my Air King video together, I thought was really, really incredible. So, yeah. Omar with a $10 saying super chat. You nasty person. Omar, thank you very much for being here, and I appreciate your support. Really, really do appreciate you being here again. Thanks a lot. Lux Report saying, I wish you well. Hope you enjoyed London. Great city for watch lover safe trials. Appreciate that. Thank you. You take care as well. Totomo saying, try on an RM. I'm really curious how they are. That's a great idea. That's a great idea.
So
Yeah,
I
quick.
do have a question actually
Yes.
for the panel. This came up in talking about a different topic. So, a little bit of background to the question is that there is that brand Corvo de Sobrino, right? That was
Yes.
a Cuban brand that is now Swiss owned, right? They still make those kind of Latin heritage, and there are a couple of Spanish brands out there. But as far as I know, I have not come across any Latin American or African watch brands. The reason this came up is because African, we were talking about, liquor and beer and everything earlier. African liquors, African beers, Latin American beers, Latin American liquors have picked up. I'm curious if anybody has come across any African continent watch brands or Latin American watch brands. Yeah, Corvus. They've got some nice designs. I have heard that they aren't very well respected in horology circles, but I haven't really spoken to anybody, in depth about them.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be fully I've heard of the brand. I don't know much about them, if I'm being fully transparent. So I can't really critique them. But their designs are quite interesting, right? The logos are very, very distinct. Yeah, this is an interesting brand. I definitely need to do my research on these. But yeah, I don't know any African watch brand.
I can only find one. It's called Asarock. ASOROCK. I'll post it in the chat. I don't know if it's anything, to be honest with you. Men's Journal likes it.
I was just curious because it's one of the things that the African subcontinent.
It looks like a Hublot homage.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I didn't even scroll. I just launched it, and this is the only thing I found. Yeah, it's not good. Actually, some of the fit and finish looks a little better than Hublot, but these screws are all over the place.
Yeah, here, let me pull these up because these are, I'm sorry, they're a little hideous.
Yeah.
It'll be a good laugh. Look at this. I mean, this is terrible.
Oh.
I mean, to make a homage of a Hublot, it's just.
But again, Hublot is very, very popular in South America, right? So
that's true. Fair enough. Yeah, because of football, right?
Also, these are cheap. Yeah, these are very inexpensive.
Right.
And Hublot is also a big Formula One sponsor, right?
Yep.
True.
Sweet.
Correct.
I wonder if
out.
if the buyer of like that watch would get like a knockoff Hublot, like basically a fake, which I'm not advocating doing that, but I'm just saying, wouldn't they gravitate maybe towards that over just getting an Hublot clone? I don't know.
Honestly, in that price range, I think that whole segment is getting ravaged by Apple Watch. Companies like Daniel Wellington and Movement sold at the right time because Apple Watch is coming through and just destroying them.
Yeah.
Because anybody who's going to spend sub $200 on a watch is going to look at an Apple Watch and see all the crap it can do because they don't care, right? They don't want it to last. It's a battery. So, yeah.
Right.
And to be fair, let's be honest, Apple Watch will probably get them more kudos than a Movement watch,
Yeah, for sure.
Will. Right. It just will. Is that a new Apple Watch? Is that a Series 2?
That kind of segues a little bit into the dinner. So I was at a work dinner tonight, and I was with two of my colleagues, and we all had watches on. And so we were just talking about watches. I talked about streaming a little bit, and I had to pick which watch I was going to wear. And Marco, you'd find this interesting. I did not wear the two-tone sub for this dinner, and I went with the Royal Oak. It was between this or the Patek. So it's I'm going to go to those watches, right? And I thought about wearing the two-tone sub and didn't do it. But anyway, the point is, the two other guys I was having dinner with, one had an Apple Watch, and the other had like that. I think it was the Garmin, or the Samsung. I think it was the Garmin that he tracks everything. He said he sleeps with it, he showers with it, he never takes it off. And then the guy with the Apple Watch who brought in his father or grandfather's tutor for me to look at said, "Yes, I have to get that watch fixed. It needs a new battery." And I just was like,
no, it doesn't.
I'm at the wrong table, man. Good guys, but
that's the problem, right? I mean, don't forget, like a lot of people follow watches from a very This is what's great about these streams, right? Is that we get an outlet to talk about the hobby because it's a very solitary one. I mean, my family is nuts, so I could just imagine for you guys.
He had a nice stuff. The Tudor was like a vintage. I don't know if it was.
Can you imagine if it's like a vintage Tudor sub or something? Like that?
I did look at it. I did some research for it. It was I think it was about a $10,000 piece. So
unbelievable. It's probably a
so let me ask you a question, right? And actually,
I think that's no. Oh, you know what? I think it had Mercedes.
Yes, yeah, so it's a Tudor sub. It's a Tudor sub.
So let me ask a question, and I actually want to start with Cap on this one, right? I'm running you a few minutes over. Marco.
Yeah,
so what would it take for Hublot to earn your business, Cap?
Hublot?
Yeah. It takes my approval. Oh shit!
Chris, the gentleman on your left. No, you know I didn't hate Hublot. I'll tell you what. I've always talked about it, and I take a lot of shit, from Marco and everyone else about the spirit of Big Bang. Because when I was not looking at getting a Richard Mille because I won't get one. The prices are way too high, but I do like that style. So I saw someone wearing the spirit of Big Bang, like, I don't know, a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years now with COVID, I forget. And I was like, wow, what is that? It's a great watch. And he said, I picked it up at an airport in London. I was traveling, and I guess he's a watch guy and just bought it. And I was like, that's a good looking watch. And I really looked at those, and they're about $15K USD. So what it would take now, but now knowing what we know and talked about, the brand reputation and I think I've seen David Khalil or others talk about the quality control issues that they've had, and they always have problems. And so knowing, again, being in the community and following the streams, being on the streams, you learn about these things, and now you're a little more on guard. But I know in Europe, they do gangbusters, right? All the European football sponsorship.
South America as well.
They're doing, I think their sales, I don't know if they've dipped at all, but they've always been strong there.
I'm telling you, Spirit of Big Bang's a gorgeous watch, Captain.
I've seen it.
I've had it on my hand at 45. I tried it on. I was this close. The guy wasn't willing to give me a better price. That's why I didn't buy it.
They could
it's still new. It's still a new model.
You don't hear about it. I don't hear about it that much from really anyone.
You don't.
Anyhow, so I don't know if that answered the question, but I guess reputation, if they improved on not hearing these stories and reputation got a little bit better. I know Nico is
but let's talk about
absolutely not a fan.
Briefly, right? So Seiko, right, has a reputation of having shipping, and I've experienced it myself, cockeyed watches and any number of other things, right? Now, obviously the price point of a Seiko Turtle or Monster is different than a Hublot, right? But there are a lot of watches that have QC issues, right? Yeah. And I mean, Brian, who did his unveiling, he just had a QC issue with the Speedmaster.
Come on, 6 more upvotes.
Right. So I'm curious. And actually, I want to hear from everybody else, because Hublot, to me, I don't like most of their designs, but if somebody gave me a decent price on a Big Bang, I'd buy it. I'd wear it. It's a good looking watch. It's a great size for me. Right. Again, the bracelet thing's a problem for me. But if, I don't care what other people think of the watch brands I buy, right? I'm just curious, what would it take for people to go around a Hublot?
I just wanted 30 off. The guy was only giving me 22.5. Or else I would have bought that Spirit of Big Bang.
It's just so. I mean, this comment from Cars and Chrono. Some of it's sheeple. Some of it's just it's not my taste. Like it's just something about these models. I don't know, and I can't unsee how like in these even the Spirit of Big Bang, like all of the screws are all at different angles, and it's like super distracting me now. Like it's just that the execution's not there. The price is really high, and I think they also use in-house movement or off-the-shelf movements. They use like Unitas, don't they? I don't think they. It's like a $15,000 watch with a Unitas in it.
The Unico is the only one that's the in-house.
Yeah.
See, that's I don't know.
You're right about
so
for Big Bang. You're
so
right.
are the Sapphires,
You're at
and so
about
is the
15.
Murakami.
And I think
they're all in-house as well.
There you go.
Right.
And I think
the Murakami sold out immediately. The Yamaguchi sold out immediately, and the new Murakami is coming out the actual smiley flowers in color, not all black. So
now you could just like a brand because like it might be a little bit sheepish, but like if the perception of the brand is crap, which I don't think Hublot is, especially if you go like to Europe and everyone, their sales are through the roof, but that might have an impact on you, whether it should or not. That's a different question, but you know, it is how you want to be viewed. People, don't get me wrong, people wear Rolex because they feel Rolex says something, right? It's the history of the brand, but it's a Rolex, right? You feel good wearing it. Like, I got a Rolex
recognition.
Yeah, so that does play, I think, play some part in it. Plays a role.
So ultimately, right? I mean, and not everybody has chimed in, but it sounds like the answer is going to be the same because this topic comes up. Is the perception of the brand and the quality of the brand is probably first and foremost, and then the style of the watches just don't sing to people, right? Fair enough.
Yeah.
Ali, I'm with you, man. It doesn't matter if I like it, you like it. You wear off brands. I love them. I don't mind.
I don't know that I'm willing to dissuade somebody from a Hublot, because it's a Hublot myself. Like, because again, I have no problem with a Salida SW330 movement or something like that. Like, if it's a movement that's reliable and people can service it, I've got no issues if you're using an off-the-shelf movement or something heavily, modified to be like a Lamagna.
I know Mark is going to make fun of me, but I spent $480. I bought this. It looks like an FP Journe or Breguet because it's an amazing piece. I know two guys that own it, and I said, fuck it. And I bought it. I'm waiting for it. It got shipped already.
What kind of movement?
Oh, you got me on that, brother.
Oh, okay.
What's the brand?
I'll let you know when I get it.
Yeah.
What's the brand? I could look it up.
Is it quartz?
UB111D. What's it called? It's BA111OD. BA111OD.
Yeah, Ali, if I can just answer your question really quickly is, for me, the issue that I have with Hublot is the pieces that I do like the Ferrari ones, are priced way too high and don't sit right. If I had an opportunity to try something new that they had and it was in-house movement and I liked it, regardless of public opinion, I'll say that I like the watch. I'll keep the watch.
Well, what do you care if it's in-house? Not even Rolex has all in-house. Who cares about in-house?
Well, at the price point, but here's the problem, right? At the price point of the Ferrari one that I saw at Raffi's, it was $90,000. That's my point, right? So we're not talking about like an entry level, because at that point you're getting what you're paid for, and I'm sure you agree, right? But at the only one that I liked, the Ferrari one, out of all of the Hublot, was $90,000, and for me, I can never justify that, even if I had the money, and because at that point it turns out it's more of like a social status piece rather than me being a true enthusiast about things, right?
You can probably find it 32.5% to 35% off in the gray market.
There you go.
Listen, I can't talk for others, right? But I can speak for myself, and it's a lot of what the panel is saying, right? And listen, I look at my collection, right? I have the pizza slice that has the what's it called? The Powermatic 80, right? Which is a modified ETA movement. that they modified, the Swatch Group modified kind of in-house to make it 80-hour power reserve, very accurate, surprisingly, for the price of the watch, right? And there's some that are from like Tissot that are like a couple $100 that, are extremely technically proficient and have that same movement, right? And we're talking about what, maybe $600, $500, $600,000 watch.
Yeah.
Now, what's it called? The Hublot has technically a worse watch, right? I mean, they just use base ETA or Solida movements, right? Now, listen, they might experiment with different materials. Maybe the finish and the build quality is a little bit better, but it's hard for me to swallow the fact that it have, the movement of a very, very entry level piece, and they're selling for.
But the thing is, they're pretending to be. That's the thing. They're posers. Like they're giving you this illusion of luxury and
Yes.
and meanwhile they're giving you a
It's a
heavily
lifestyle
modified
brand.
at a movement. You know,
They're
what
a
I mean?
lifestyle brand, right? I mean, that's
That's
really
the thing,
what
right?
a lot of people
Right,
are saying.
but they're giving you this dream of luxury and prestige, but they're giving you a heavily modified ETA movement. They're not giving you any like hard horology or anything for the money. There's nothing real there. Just my opinion.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like about Hublot.
Maybe that's it. I think the thing about Hublot is
Come on. What is
the
this?
one place where they really innovate is in materials. Like they've done a lot of great stuff with new materials, but the problem is that's not design, right? Like ultimately, like if the design's a ripoff, I don't really care what it's made out of. Like it's just that's just. There's really nothing there that's. I don't know. It's kind of I don't know. It's just kind of like an '80s hair band, right? It's just kind of there's nothing there.
Right.
So-
Well, that's the thing. Also,
here,
with the
here
big
I go
bag,
again
right?
on
The
my
bag is
own.
heavily
So hold on. I was gonna say the Hublot. Is it a coincidence that Djokovic lost right after he got sponsored?
Yes. No.
Go ahead, JJ.
No, man. I think he's still. Oh, you
Yeah.
done that? I thought
Yeah,
I thought Quicker was.
That was it.
Oh, all right.
My bad.
No, all good. I just didn't want to interrupt. No, I was just saying, like, also, like, it's like obviously influenced off of the Genta designs. It's kind of almost like copying, a bit. I feel like the Big Bang. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just my opinion.
So don't forget. So the Big Bang, right? The inspiration. I mean, Jean-Claude Beaver talked about this in the Talking Watches, right?
Yeah.
Where he talked about, listen, our inspiration was the porthole, the same as the Royal Oak and the same as the Nautilus, right? So it's fine that it has a similar design, right? But yeah, admit it. Like the design first and foremost is kind of it is ripping it off a little bit. That's one issue I have with it. Now the second issue I have with it relates to the movement, right? Considering the price. Now, the way that they justify it is their marketing, how much they spend on marketing. Okay, so stop spending on marketing, make a more affordable product. Like cars, but I mean, when we talk price, how does one justify $100,000 piece? I mean, listen, I get it's a lot of money and you don't care how great the movement is, but like, how do you justify a Hermes Birkin being worth over $100,000? Because there are purses that are worth over $100,000. There are cars that are worth over $100,000. I mean, you can make that argument for any hobby, right? Art pieces. I mean, at the end of the day,
There are pens that are worth more than 100,000.
yeah, exactly. I mean, you can make that argument for anything, in my opinion, right? So the way that you analyze a watch is the movement, the build quality of it. Obviously, you compare it to others, that are similar build quality, similar, similar kind of watch with respect to how they're finished and made and assembled and what have you. And to me, Hublot just doesn't stand out apart from the price, which I just think is absurd. That's it. Otherwise, listen, I mean, I've said this, Ollie, right? I think people shit on ETA movements way too much. These are tried and tested workhorse. I mean, they've been in watches, right, for I mean, almost a century. Like, you know what I mean? Like, better part of like 80 years since wristwatches really were available. Valjoux movements, same with Valjoux movements. I mean, they've been servicing watch another 60 years probably. So listen, there's a lot of great movements out there that people like to shit on. And I think that is an uneducated opinion, right? This idea that in-house equals better. I think that comes from a very uneducated standpoint.
No, I was curious. Like, I'm not panning on. I'm not.
No, it's a legitimate question.
It's not my style, but it happens a lot on these streams. I don't know if it was because Nico, started the like anything but a Hublot type thing. I just know that from a brand recognition standpoint, and like I recently said, I've been helping people kind of play Moneyball, building their first collections. And like when they're talking about the watches, if they could afford them, like the ones they really want, like Rolex comes up, Hublot comes up, Omega comes up, and it's like, for me, it's odd to hear, especially from people who aren't watch people, right? Hublot has a ton of brand recognition, and I mean, to me, not my style. They're not versatile watches. Like their Hublot is like the ultimate casual watch statement piece. Like not a single one of their watches has any versatility from my perspective. But I'm curious, like, that was a question.
Spirit
like,
of Big Bang, man. I like it. I don't shit on it.
The whole line of the Spirit of Big Bang, right? I think
the 45 and until I found out late, I would have bought that Bruce Lee one, the special one with the dragon, but they sold out immediately.
No, and guys, just to clarify my point a little bit, and Marco, you put up a great point. You're right. Just because it's in-house doesn't mean that it is better, and that's not the measurement in which I'm using to critique Hublot. Right? It's like, professionally, I've used MTM, I've used Luminox, I've used Timex. Great watches at the price point, right? So if I know that I can get something with at a movement at a more proper price point of a few grand, great, but not at the prices that Hublot's asking. And then for it to be suggested to me that it's a better watch than Rolex. And I've heard that at the boutique at Yorkdale here, where, oh no, don't go there, you should come here. And the boutique is empty. So.
I bet dollars to donuts, the margin on Hublots are massive.
Oh, yeah.
I know Hublot ended its relationship with Formula One, but I think you make a good point about the in-house versus off-the-shelf thing. I mean, when you think about how great Salita and Etta are, they're really good at their jobs. Case in point, look what's happening with the Metas Tudor movements. Like, they're having all sorts of quality control issues from, what is essentially an in-house, like, it's something that obviously it's an in-house movement for Tudor that, like, if they had an Etta in it, this wouldn't be a problem. So, we take Etta for granted.
Yeah, that's kind of my main point. I mean, listen, there's other people who have brought up decent points. You know what I mean? Like Cars and Corsa, and we did. If I wonder if in a vacuum, right, and we didn't know anything about Big Bang and other comparable pieces, we all shut on Hublot. Yeah, but I mean, you could say that about any watch. You know what I mean? We can. Like it's unfair to make that comparison in a vacuum because we live in the real world. You know what I mean? It is.
Yeah, I mean,
especially when it comes to luxury goods, right? Because there's luxury goods. I think there's objective qualities that we can look for in any luxury product, right? Mm-hmm. That make it good or bad. And I think when it comes to Hublot, they miss the mark.
Yeah, we don't live in a vacuum either. It's like if you went and watched the movie Psycho in a vacuum where like you had never known that any other movie exists, you'd be like, God, this is so cliche. And it is, but it invented all of them, right? Like, so like context just matters. Like it just does.
Carlin Cronin says, JLC 920 use on the first Nautilus and Roy Loke. The whole in-house argument is somewhat a false narrative. It's an uneducated narrative, right? That's the problem, right? These brands want to sell you the marketing of an in-house movement, right? They have an in-house movement, my goodness, right? But it means, frankly speaking, fuck all. Like, there's no track record. Like, Pam had an in-house movement. It's an absolute, they're starting to realize it was an absolute disaster. A lot of their in-house movements are, pooping the bed. It is what it is, right? Tudor had the problem with their MEDAS certified Tudors. Rolex, even on the new Sea Dweller movements, right? They're having huge issues. Those are pretty prevalent on the forum. Actually, there's a YouTuber, his name is Watches and Giggles. Or I think he went to like Chris from Chicago. I think he might have changed his YouTube channel. But he had one of those Sea Dwellers that had those issues, and he talked about it. He brought it to the service center, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah. But guys, on that note, I think it's been a great time. I think.
Yeah, I gotta get to bed, guys.
Right. It's been a 2 hours and 18 minutes.
Good night, Wizard.
Fun.
Good night, Wizard.
Thank you,
Good night,
all
gents.
Good night, Wizard.
Marco, be great. Anything you need, let me know.
Yes, sir. Love you, man. Hey, guys, I want to say thank you very much to Ali, the Watch Sasquatch, who helped me out tremendously, especially when I was going through those router issues earlier. I want to thank Bardsley, my man Brian. Guys, check out B Bardsley on YouTube. Let me link you guys a couple of YouTube channels. I feel it's only the right thing to do. He just unboxed recently his brand new watch, the Omega Speedmaster. Guys, please be sure to check it out. Like, comment, and subscribe to his channel. Would greatly appreciate it.
Yeah.
I want to say thank you very much to my man Quicker Draw, always looking over our shoulder, making sure we are A-okay. I want to thank as well my man, the Captain Subby on Instagram. Guys, be sure to check him out.
You're raging.
Exactly. He's
Let's get
my
those subs up, man.
legal representation. We got
Got
Kurt
some more
joining
quality
us.
content.
Thank you,
Trying
my
to
man. Always a
wait the
pleasure.
Rolex
Looking
move.
forward to the unboxing tomorrow on Perth
God,
Stream.
yeah.
10
Me too.
p.m. guys. Perth Luxury. Be sure to be there or be square. We
Nice.
got Wings and Watch. I'm going to drop the link to his channel as well. He just recently reviewed the Breitling Emergency, guys. Be sure to check it out. Wings and Watches. And on that note, guys, and of course,
The hell? What about me, man?
yeah, what the fuck? I'm not going to
That
mention
guy
my
JJ in the corner.
This is my
JJ,
guy.
did you even super chat JJ? Come on.
I did.
He did super chat.
I did.
This is my guy, you know what I'm saying? My main man from New York, JJ LeCoux, the gentleman's hangout. I don't need to say anything. This guy is true friend, upstanding guy, and appreciate you.
He's all right.
riding with me. And of course, we got that crazy Australian at the bottom left who's just joining back the stream. Mr. Jim.
You
Darwin.
better believe it. You better believe it. I'm
Take care, everybody.
nuts.
Good night. And of course, you got to wear your watch. This is what it's all about.
Do
guys. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Jesus
Nips on
Christ.
plane.
Big
Nips.
Sal with a $50 for the
Oh,
Nips
Big
on the-
Sal with the big super chat.
What a way to end us off. Big Sal, thank you very much, man. Extremely kind guy.
Well
Tipping
done.
the nip.
And, very, very kind contributor. Sal was actually the first person I ever sold a watch to through Pride and Opinion. So he was my first customer ever. It was a Rolex Air King and a Rolex Z Blue Mill guest. So I hope you're enjoying both those watches. Thank you very much for the support, man. Greatly
Excellent.
appreciated. And you have the kudos. You are the first. Appreciate you guys. Take care, everybody.